going. I was gonna have some backgrounds and everything for all of us, but I was like, you know what, girl, just do you. You ain't got to have all the things every time. All right. So if you're comfortable, please bow your head. We are going to pray to kick off this amazing recalibration summit. Father God, I want to thank you so much for blessing us, every single speaker, every single person who's viewing this summit live or on the replay. Thank you for allowing us to just take time out for ourselves and each other. Let the voices from each person come with no hesitancy, no shrinking, and ultimately no overthinking. I want to thank you for making sure that we made it today on time. And even if we are late, that is okay because you know where our heart is. And I would love for everyone just to let their guards down, be themselves, and to give themselves grace today and after today. Amen.
Amen.
All right. So listen, guys, welcome, welcome, welcome to the Recalibrate Her Summit. I want to do a couple housekeeping. I just want you guys to know that you are at home. We would love for you to have your camera on because when we can see you and you can see us and you're fully present, there's something magical that happens. Please, please, please be active in the chat. And we're also doing some prizes for those who do social shares. And all that means is if you hear something that is resonating with your soul, get it on camera, do a boomerang, tag the speaker, tag Healing While Building and myself, and we're doing some prizes. Also, quick tip, everyone should be changing their name to their at on Facebook or Instagram. That way, if someone wants to tag you or reach out to you, they can do it quickly. That is just a quick tip that I always do, and it never steers me wrong. And so I'm going to share my screen here because we have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful flyer of some amazing individuals. And let me go ahead and share my screen. And for my speakers, if I make you co-host, please accept. It will just make sure that we have some support in the room. So before we even kick off, I just want to introduce myself. My name is LaShana West, and I'm the founder and creator of Recalibrate Her Virtual Summit, which is powered by Healing While Building. I'll go more into a little bit later about what Healing While Building is. I am just so excited that you guys are here. We are going to get started right now. And like I said, please share in the chat what's resonating. Also, let us know in the chat where you are tuning in from, whether you are here live in the Zoom room with us or viewing from Instagram or Facebook or even YouTube University. If you did not bring your business bestie, please have them in the room. And then also, if you want to upgrade for VIP so you can get the replay, you just need to text recalibrate to 833-607-2941. All right, so I want to do some just a quick icebreaker, guys. And feel free to raise your hand, come off mute. I'll call on you, or you can pop it in the chat. However you like to learn and connect, we want you to be comfortable. But I would love to know, what are you releasing in this season? And the reason why that's the question, guys, is because when I think of recalibrate, it's almost like repowering something on and off. You know how we have to like power down this apparatus that we love when it's not working right or it's acting kind of wonky. We got to do a hard restart, a hard reset, right? And that's why I named this summit Recalibrate Her. We're going into the new year. And a lot of times we either are on a high or we're like, I didn't really do what I was supposed to do this year. We're like, a woe is me. I believe that every single day we get to wake up and try it again, however we want. And so, what are you releasing in this season? I'm going to be hitting up the chat, but I also would love for a couple people to raise their hand and share what you are releasing. I don't see anything in the chat yet. Maybe you guys are still pondering. Well, Kara says she's releasing expectations. I love that. Expectations of others or expectations of yourself? Give me a little clarity so I know how to rock with you, okay? Uh Danny is releasing stress and overwhelm. I know a few of us can relate to that. I am releasing the hustle culture. Okay, because at the end of the day, hustling used to be cute, but baby, Once you do it too long, it shows up in your mind, body, and spirit. And hold up, shameless plug. Who is in the Mind Body Spirit Challenge? Shout out to Terry though, because baby, Terry came in a little late, but I was looking last night. She literally is caught up, and we're on today's the 14th. We're on day 14th. And this is what I love about like self-paced challenges. It doesn't matter when you get in, just get in there and do what you need to do. Terry, real quick, because you came in like on the third, on the 14th or 13th or whatever, has it been helpful though for you to go through all of the prompts and things? Let me know.
Yes, it was. And because at first I'm like, well, maybe I should just not do the old ones because I
Mhm.
started like on day 13 and just go forward. But then I remember you said, no, do the whole thing. And I did, and it made such a difference. I felt really like just empowered, and the
Mhm.
way you do each segment, it just kind of builds on the next. So it was really, really powerful.
Awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Kara is going to be dropping the link to the Mind Body Spirit Challenge. If you had not been able to join it, guys, you do not want to miss it. I'm also dropping the YouTube link just in case you want to hang out in YouTube land or send somebody the YouTube link so they can join. Let me get somebody to come off mute. What are you releasing in this season? Let me know.
I'll go. I'm releasing limited thinking, um, self-doubt, and I'm just going for it. Just playing all out.
Yes, I love that. And if anybody says anything that just lights up your soul, give them some money signs or some fire signs in the chat. And you can also use where is the icon? I believe it's like reactions. You can do that too. As you guys know, we're in virtual land, and so there's ways for us to be engaged and to show the love. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, next question, guys. Let me make sure. Okay. So my next question is this. Who do you need in this season? Now, some people might start itching because asking for help is like, oh Lord, you just get uncomfortable, right? Who do you need in this season? That is our next question. Who do you need? Let us know. Put that in the comments. Who do you need in this season? Let me get one or two people off mute as well. And this is the thing. I know that's like ambiguous. It's like a loaded question, but maybe you need a business bestie. Maybe you need an accountability partner. Maybe you never really looked at your financial numbers and you need a CPA, right? Maybe you need a therapist. Now, guys, you know I'm a business therapist, but I do not practice traditional therapy, the one that you go to and they're working with you on diagnoses and deep-rooted unresolved childhood trauma, things of that nature. Maybe you need a psychiatrist. Like this is literally like a resource share. Who do you need? Let us know.
I'll go. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for me, it's a little bit of everybody. It ain't one or two people. It's the therapist, which because I switched insurance and all of that, so have to find a new therapist. So
Mm-hmm.
that accountability, which I just connected with Brittany, so we're being each other accountability partner, and just probably people that are in business and a level where I need to be, which I know I'm in the right space,
Mm-hmm.
on a higher level and how to navigate business from the beginning to the end, but at the same time staying true to doing the business work. Because I think sometimes with where we at now, everybody's like, oh, I gotta have this, I gotta have that, when you just need to get started. And
Yeah.
people think you gotta have it all pretty, have it together, have the logo, have the colors, the yes, all of those things are important for your business, but also you need to just get started. So, and then all of those things will come later. But I think so many times people focus on, okay, I got to have it all together and perfect first before I can get clients, before I can start, walking in my purpose, before I can start coaching and speaking. No, you just need to get started and then those pieces will come along.
Amen. Yes, Coco, I'm loving that. And your accountability partner said, I need a VA, baby. It's time.
Oh, definitely need that. I've just been procrastinating, but
Yes. I honestly, I've always had a VA like in different capacities, but for the past 6 months, it's just been me, and I realized I think I want to be get an executive assistant versus a VA because that is like my that's gonna be my right hand man, my they a second layer of me. And y'all correct me if I'm wrong. It's just hard to not trust, but yeah, it's hard to trust that you could find one, and then when you find that person who could be your right hand man, it's like, okay, what if I train them up and I teach them all the things and then they leave? That trauma stuff. Can anybody relate about hiring and then you don't when you really need to because you're in your head about the what if? Can anybody relate?
I'm in both spaces between the executive assistant and VA because I need both. I
Mhm.
need one for one and I need the other one for the other one. But because I do everything in preparation. I'm a prepared person. I'm not a spontaneous, let's do it last minute. I'm
Yeah.
like far ahead in advance. And
Mhm.
again, me letting go of all of the stuff that I need to let go. But like you said, trusting, like, is the first person going to work? Am I have to go through 4 or 5 people before it's the right one? And then that
Yeah.
just becomes, heavy weight on your shoulder. I mean, when you go to a new state, you got to find the hairdresser, the nail lady. You don't know how many people you're going to go through before you get the right one. You be like, oh my God, like this is the fifth or sixth person. Can I just get the right one to stick to? So, and I think
Yeah.
it's the same way in business. So it is a challenge trying to find the right one.
Amen. So, guys, the last question is, and I want this to be for the speakers too. Why are you here? What made you say you wanted to be a speaker? What made you say you wanted to be a participant? We could be anywhere, right? Why are you here on December 14th, about 2 weeks before the new year? Why are you here? And I think this is very important for us to be intentional about how we're going to spend our time. Whether you're going to be for 30 minutes, 2 hours, or even the whole 4 hours. I want to know why you're here. Dr. Maeva raised her hand. Why are you here, love?
I am here because I'm setting the tone for 2026.
Mm,
I am intentional, I am deliberate, I'm showing up, I'm hitting the ground running. So, right now, this is my few steps before the race.
yeah.
Like when you do the high jump, you take a few steps before you jump. And that's what this is for me. This is getting me set up for the new year.
Oh, I love that. Drop a two in the comments if you can relate. This is like your recalibration, your kickstart going into the new year. And I know y'all got even more things, but this virtual connection, I think, is a big deal. Let's see what my good sis Zakira said, because I saw the 15-minute reminder email from LaShana, who I support, but also it's 6 days before my birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday, beautiful. And I'm already shedding skin in all areas of my life. Amen. That shedding skin piece is a big deal. I hope you lean into that in a minute and tell us more about that. Coco, why are you here, love?
Like Dr. Maeva, I want to start 2026 before it gets here, not wait till it get here and then start. It's always, if you hear a lot of business people like Ash Cass said it. I started 2026 in October, So I want to set the tone. I also want to get myself back in the space of staying connected to the community that I'm in, staying connected to like-minded people and women that are, maybe not in the same exact topic, but still can share some light on what I'm doing, or I'm sharing some light on what they're doing. And us just, like Tari always talked about, collaborate and learning how to do that and not do it all yourself. And don't feel like you have to be alone in the spaces that, because we still all have challenges in our mindset and day-to-day things. We're doing business, we're doing a regular job. If you work a regular job, children, all of that, and it can be a lot. So being in the space, so not seen as a business person, but as a human, that I do still have issues, even though I'm a speaker, even though I'm an author, even though I'm a coach. I don't have it all together. And as long as I'm living on life, I'm not going to have it all together. It's going to always be something I got to do better in. So I'm here for that.
Amen. And I like to reframe the issues learning opportunities. We have learning opportunities. We have additional skills to polish, right? And nothing's wrong with that. And that's why I love entrepreneurship, because it's the biggest personal development tool that there is. And that's not my bar. I got that from Russell Brunson. And let me just explain what I mean by that. If you go get a therapist, you're conscientiously looking for a therapist, making the appointment, setting time for a therapist. In business, whether you're speaking, whether you're on IG Live, or whether you are just working, there's things that come up that you didn't even know was going to come up, and you have to face the music. It's a learning opportunity. It's a personal development tool. Everything from the email marketing to the content creation to networking to asking for the sale to investing in a coach to joining a program, all of that stretches you. So we're being stretched every single day, and that's why I believe that we are capable of anything because we've already done some of the hard things. So super, super excited. I see Terry with her hand raised, and then we'll go to Dr. Rhonda. What do you got to share with us, Terry?
Well, I love everything I've heard. But I guess to build on what I have heard so far about why we're here, I'm here really to connect because I get the energy from my other sisters who are doing, the same thing. We may not be in the exact same market, but whether it's BPC, or just being an entrepreneur, period. Because I truly, the Bible says iron sharpens iron. So that's why I'm here.
Thank you so much. Dr. Rhonda, we'll wrap up with you. Why are you here today?
So just a combination of what everybody else has said about being intentional going into 2026 about the collaboration, but also taking an opportunity, any opportunity that I can get to be able to reach any survivors of abuse
Thank you so much.
or their families.
I love that. And it's clear that everyone is in the serving profession. As I'm looking at all the speakers and everything that they do, we're all in the serving profession, which was not planned. Like there's nobody here who does taxes or who teaches you how to do XYZ. Everyone is serving. So before we kick off, I want to thank you guys for joining us. Make sure that you tag myself, Healing While Building, and then shameless plug, guys. We have the Healing While Building Summit in Atlanta, Georgia, November 7th and 8th. A couple people on here are already speakers. We have, I think, 2 or 3 more speaker spots. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure you guys go to healingwhilebuildingsummit.com. We have early bird tickets for everyone. Our location has moved because we grew out of my space. Pop Up and Create. We're actually going to be downtown Atlanta area at the Beltline at Skewed Orbit Studios. They are going to be housing us for that weekend. It's going to be magical, guys, and we will sell out before. I would say in a couple months, we're going to be sold out because we only have 50 spots. I'm really big about small, intimate spaces. I'm not big on quantity. I like quality. I want to be able for someone to raise their hand and get their question answered, or, you know, um, they can talk and mingle and not just be a number or a butt in a seat. And so that's why we're capping the participant number off at 50. And then we have, I think, 10 speaker spots, but we only have like 4 left. So if that's something you're interested in, please, please, please get with me. All right. So we are going to spotlight our first speaker. I'm super excited to share that Kara is one of our ambassadors for the Healing While Building Mind Body Spirit Challenge. And she's going to be kicking us off today. So, Kara, I'm going to spotlight you. And then also, I believe I can give you, ask me for, I think it says like annotation requests or whatever. So you can move the slides. That way you ain't got to be nudging me. Okay. I made you co-host, and I think, let me see, I can give it to you. No, not annotation, remote control. That's it. Okay. I'm just sending it to you. See if you're able to accept that, and you should be able to move the slides. Hold up. Let me X this box out real quick. Okay. Go ahead. Bingo. Yep.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Good early evening. Happy Sunday. I'm super excited to be here with you all this evening. And let's see, I'm going to see. I don't know if I do have control of these slides. Let's see. It didn't ask me for It just says you are controlling the slide. So we'll see.
Okay, no worries. I can do it for you.
Okay, we'll see. Okay, I see the arrow now. Okay, here we go. So this evening or early evening, I first just let you all know I'm Coach Kara. I'm a National Board Certified Health and Wellness Coach, and I'm super excited to be here with you all. Not for a long time, but just to share a little bit of information about how I view habits. So primarily I work with my clients on building sustainable change using my diet framework, Crushing Diet Culture, where we develop, implement, empower, and thrive through sustainable change. So ultimately reframing your mindset around the word diet and going back to the Greek terminology of what that really means, rooted in lifestyle, and that's community, connection, building habits and things like that that feel sustainable and that align with our lifestyle, whatever that looks like for you, associated with your goals. So today I just want to talk a little bit about wellness without weight. So hopefully you have a pen and paper. I'm going to give you a few takeaways for you to jot down and some things for you to think about that you can literally implement tonight, tomorrow, whenever you're ready to jump right in to start making those steps towards those sustainable changes. So I want to talk again about wellness without weight. What does that mean? What does that look like? A lot of times we are pressured or feeling pressure by making all these changes, like the big overhaul. And I really love to dive deep and dig into with my clients, so that vision of the why, what does that look like? And just, like I say, digging a little deeper, because everything doesn't have to do with numbers. It's a great tool, right? We're most of us here are entrepreneurs, so we love data and metrics and measuring things and seeing things shift. However, sometimes when it comes to our personal journeys, especially when it comes to health and wellness, counting steps, counting calories, counting inches, or tracking our inches can become a little overwhelming, kind of weigh us down. So it really creates more of a pressure than an excitement to make these sustainable changes. So what if we could make those changes? Next slide. Let's see, I don't see the arrow now, but for many of us, it's the expectation to be more, to do more, to make those changes. Again, my favorite saying to tell my clients is the scale, when you're weighing yourself, the scale, she's like all the chicks that has all the things to say, but doesn't know the whole story. At the end of the day, our journeys, our success, our wins, how we're measuring our progress, it's more than just about the scale. Numbers are great, but at the end of the day, we want to look to other things that are happening in our life on our journey to give that holistic view of what that looks like. So wellness without weight. So what does that look like? Next slide. Without the pressure of stepping on the scale. Again, the scale, the calories, the steps, the inches, it just doesn't give the whole story. It doesn't measure your energy. It doesn't measure how consistent you've been through maybe a busy work week, or maybe just showing up and allow for yourself in a way that you hadn't been. How about maybe just taking a little bit of time out for some rest and recovery? Because a lot of times the rest is more important than the work sometimes, depending on what you're working towards. So you want to make sure that you're also resting. So those are things that just don't show up on the scale for us. So I really want you to think about, what are some things that you're measuring in your life that you could take some time to think about, how can I release the pressure from this? So again, thinking about the mental, the emotional weight, the comparison, the guilt, the all or nothing mindset. A lot of my clients get into that. Well, if I didn't, make it to one day of working out, I might as well just start over next month. Or what does it matter? Really, it does matter. It's the little things, the big wins that create those steps to that big audacious goal we have for ourselves on this health and wellness journey. So it's really when we start to release that weight of like that all or nothing mentality, of that pressure or those expectations, that we start to feel lighter. And that's why we're here today, to recalibrate. Don't we all want to feel just a little bit lighter? Drop a 1 in the chat if you want to feel lighter, because I know I want to feel lighter. I don't want to set those expectations for myself. So I hope that you can recognize 1 or 2 things that you can walk away with today that will help you feel just a little bit lighter, just to make that shift so that you feel more aligned on your health and wellness journey. So 3 things I want you to think about: your peace, your energy, the consistency. Thank you. Redefining that progress. What do I mean by that? It's not so much a smaller body part. It really boils down to a mindset, a calmer mind. Am I waking up with more energy? Am I being more consistent with my habits? Even if it's just one habit. I like to have clients prioritize. Maybe there are 3 or 4 things you want to work on, but what takes priority? And that could show up differently, not just over a long period of time. That could show up differently every week. So I feel like every week we want to take a little bit of time just to kind of assess, like, how am I being consistent this week? What's feeling natural for me? What's not feeling so forced and but feeling more habitual, like I can do this easily and really this aligns with what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis and what my overall goals are. So I want you to think about what that could look like for you. How does that a habit, fit into your lifestyle and not so much you're fighting against it? So the 3 things I want you to write down when we're thinking about redefining progress from the emotional weight, the emotional perspective, redefining and having that reflection time are 3 P's. So today you're going to walk away with 3 P's. The 3 P's are peace, power, and presence. So I want you to think about that for a minute. Peace, power, and presence. If there's any habit that you're working on, what does that look like? How does it fit into these 3 categories? Peace. Does it reduce stress or does it create it? Is it bringing up anxiety, angst? Is it stressing me out throughout the week? Or is it reducing it? Am I feeling more calm, more centered, more aligned with where I am on my journey? Power. How is that making you feel? Are you feeling confident? Are you feeling like you're thriving? Does it feel like it's something that you can do on an ongoing basis and helping you to feel day to day more empowered? And this definitely aligns with my crushing diet culture framework because you want to develop, empower, implement, and thrive. And last, present. Is it allowing you to stay present? That's when the recalibration starts, when we're staying present in that habit and making sure that it aligns with what our overall journey is. So I hope that today you can walk away with 1 or 2 habits that you can put into these buckets of peace, power, and presence, and that it will align with your healthy lifestyle. And if you're looking for more accountability, you can always follow me on Instagram. Also, you can download my free planner as well. To get started on working towards those sustainable changes. And of course, I'd love to take time with you in wellness chat. Thank you so much for your time today. You all are an amazing group of women. And if you have any questions, I think I have 1 or 2 minutes. If Shauna is okay with that, I'll take a couple questions, or if you want to drop something in the chat, I can follow up with you after. Thank you so much.
Totally, totally, totally. I actually want to ask you one question, and then guys, if you have any questions for Kara, please ask it as well in the chat. So Kara, while I'm getting my thoughts together, when you get a chance, pop your link in the comments as well. What made you get into the field that you're in with wellness?
Well, my journey started as a young mom with 2 children, staying at home, feeling lack of confidence, not being able to do all the things because I had to pivot in life. Instead of pursuing the career and I finished college, but instead of pursuing the career, I was a mom. Again, spending a lot of time alone, was feeling lonely, was not feeling confident. The gym became my place of refuge, getting out, meeting other women, other like-minded women, just filling my cup and then building that confidence that led me to competing. And I thought, man, this makes me feel awesome. So I would love to share this with other women to help them find a way for it to be manageable, because it sometimes would feel for me as a competitor like the all or nothing mentality. And I knew that just wasn't realistic. So I wanted to find ways to share that with other women, that it felt sustainable, that they could fit it into their lifestyle.
I love that. It seems like a lot of us have a void and we create something that we needed that we weren't able to get, or a catalyst is what kind of sparked that fire for you to do what you're doing. And I've been able to see you grow and flourish over time. And I'm just so, so, so excited about what you're doing. You didn't share this with everybody, but let everybody also know about your nutritional brand. I'll call it that.
Oh, the crushing diet culture framework.
No, the smoothie brand.
Oh yeah, Power B. So yes, my business partner and I created a smoothie for women by women. It's all natural. It has 5 ingredients, and its goal is to increase vaginal wetness. It does have many other health benefits, but again, it's all natural 5 ingredient smoothie called Power V, increasing power from the inside out when you're going through those changes in life that you can't necessarily control so much.
Love that. Drop that link too. Dr. Myra said, once I figured out that this is a lifestyle change, I realized it's about the journey and not the destination. I recommend this for anyone. And she wants to know, where can she access more information about the smoothies? You know, it's so interesting, guys. Sometimes we be doing so much, we be forgetting about the other auxiliary. I, so no, it's the word I'm trying to get, but I'm gonna just say collateral, the other collateral things that we do. But I'm gonna always remind you, Karen, to share about that because it's very, very, very unique. Thank you again. And guys, don't think that you can only chat with our speakers or each other when they speak. The goal is for you to follow them on Instagram, to connect with them, to clink. No, yeah, literally, I can't talk today. To click on the links that they're sharing, and then speakers, also make sure you guys drop your links in the live YouTube stream and also in the Healing While Building Facebook group. As you guys know, it's the holidays, it's Sunday, people might be out shopping and whatnot. But I also know that statistics say that most people will tune into things on the replay versus when things are live. So do not sleep on the replay, okay? So listen, let's give it up for Kara. Let's give it up, give it up, give it up. We have our next speaker coming to the stage, the one and only Terry Lee Thompson. She's going to be talking to you about redefining success on your own terms. And I'm going to go ahead and stop the share
Thank
because,
you. Thank you. Can everybody hear me? Because you
yes,
were breaking up.
I was. Oh, okay. Can y'all hear
Okay.
me now?
This is such a pleasure to be here. So I am grateful to LaShana for inviting me, for creating this space. And I'm also glad to just be in the midst of, like I was saying earlier, iron sharpens iron. So just to be around other entrepreneurs, that energy is just so powerful. So I want to be respectful of everyone's time. So I'm just going to jump right into what my topic is. The topic is redefining success on your own terms. And the reason I wanted to do this, the reason I selected it as a topic is because I think we need to think differently. And a lot of times we define our success by what others are doing, what others want us to do, what we think we should be doing. And so I'm here to just break all of that traditional, conventional, blah, blah, blahness, right? So in the limited time that I do have with you today, I'm just going to give you 3 takeaways. And then at the end, I'm going to hopefully, deliver what the result is that I think we all want and can achieve. So, to start, what does that mean? Redefining success on your own terms. First, number one, it means giving yourself permission to choose goals and paths that are genuinely aligned with who you are, not from what other people expect you to do and expect you to be. So I had to make a decision. I no longer wanted to shrink from my calling. I no longer want to devalue or minimize what I want to do. And it's no more time. We don't have time to negotiate away what is essential to us. And one of the things I had to do for myself is I had to stop, checking out who likes my post, how many views did I get? Because in reality, none of that matters. It just simply doesn't matter because we have to, again, give ourselves permission to choose what I want to do, not what is liked by others, not what others are suggesting that I do for myself. I get to choose my goals, my path. And so the only way I get to decide to do that is to think about what matters to me. All right, so recap number one, step number one, give yourself permission to choose those goals that align with who you are. The second step, redefining success on your own terms is to release the pressure to meet what everybody sets as your standard or what you should be your standard. So, what does that mean? So, that means that I'm no longer bound by the hassle, the weight of having to say yes when I know in my heart I want to say no. How many times have we done that? I did it recently, because it's Christmas time, everyone's having a Christmas party. I literally got dressed begrudgingly. And then I went, wait a minute, I'm not practicing what I preach. I don't even want to go. So instead, I cuddled up in a blanket and watched my favorite show and had the best time. Why? Because that is step one. I am no longer bound by the weight and the hassle of having to say yes when I really want to say no. So for me, I spent 32 years practicing law. And so redefining success for me turned out to be an author. And I am now a 6-time published author. And then in this year, I became the executive director of my own nonprofit called Justice Redefined, which focuses on teen girls. Why? Because that was my passion. And in fact, in the last 2 days since Friday, today's Sunday, I turned down two clients that called my office for me to represent them on a case. They had money in hand. But you know what? Redefining success for me meant, yeah, I would love to have those coins, but that's not really where my heart is. And I turned it down. I also turned down a project to collaborate on a book. And while that is my passion, I get to define and set for myself what collaborations are right for me. So, redefining success on your own terms means I don't have to meet your expectations of what my journey should look like. I honor myself. I honor my thoughts. I honor my choice. So let's recap. Step number one, giving yourself permission to choose the path that aligns with who you are. Step two, release the pressure of meeting someone else's goals, having to say yes when your soul says no. So the last step in redefining success by your own terms is actually the biggest, I think. And I saved it for last because to me it's the most important. It's simple, but it's big. And it is this: remember who you are, remember whose you are. Your worth, your desires, your path to success is inherent. That means it's born in us. We're born with it. We are crowned with it, with success at our very creation. We don't have to earn it. We don't have to work what typically we work 40 hours. I don't have to work 60 hours to get it because, we live in a society, and LaShana, you mentioned it before, that hustle. We think that in order to be productive, in order to be successful, I have to work that much harder. I have to put in 40 more hours. I have to chase and chase. When in fact, it's our worth, it's our birthright. We are successful. I carry it because I simply exist. It's not conditional. It's not based on some type of probationary period that I have to work at. I am worthy of success. I'm qualified for it. And yeah, there are going to be people that ask you for your credentials. Well, what makes you worthy to be a lawyer, to be a judge, to be an author? And sure, I can give you my list of titles, degrees. Any of us can do that. But my qualifications, I've learned, for success are because I'm created by a higher power, by God. And He called me to do all that He placed in my heart. And I am at a place for the first time where I am confidently pursuing everything that He called me to do. So, quick recap. Number one, stop giving permission and choose to though choose to select those goals that are in line with you. Give yourself permission to choose those goals. Don't give that permission to someone else. What was step number 2? Anybody remember? Release that pressure of having to say yes when your soul says no. The weight of that is just so heavy when you have to show up for someone else and not yourself. And the last one, remember who you are. You are divinely created for success. So as my time comes to a close, just understand my parting words, which are these: make space, make space for reaching for joy, for balance, for authenticity. Make space for that. And you can only do that when you tear down, when you dismantle, when you leave behind that agenda and the script that everyone else has for your life. External validation, we're not doing that anymore. We don't have time for that. I don't have time to go look up who liked my post, who liked my book, who didn't like my book. Reclaim your power. And when you do that, let me tell you, the return on investment, because we're business people too, the return on the investment when you reclaim your power is you are now opening doors to so many possibilities, so many possibilities. When I used to be in court, I never thought that I could leave behind, having to run from this courtroom to another, having to go to this conference to another. I never thought that I would receive the joy, the absolute freedom of writing books, of touching lives. That is the success I chose for me. So honor yourself, get grounded, stay truthful to who you are, accept your place where you are. You don't have to justify it, you don't have to explain it. You are already enough. I'm Terry Thompson. I'm an author. I'm the founder of my nonprofit, Justice Redefined. I empower teen girls to become leaders in the community by providing educational support, mental health resources, and entrepreneurial skills so that they can be successful.
Yes, just give it up for Terry. Look, baby, it's my first time hearing you speak, but I promise you, what has shifted in your being lately? Because I see a different spark, a different determination, and you said it in your framework, what you shared with us, but what has shifted for you that gave you that catalyst to own your space?
You know what? It's literally everything I said, I had to start believing. Like, we all believe stuff like esoterically, like, yeah, I believe in myself. Like, yeah, I believe I'm a child of God. We believe that, like, in theory. But when
Mhm.
you walk in it, when you just start, when you stop leaving the words behind and you say, wait a minute, let me just walk in it. Let me truly stop talking the talk and believing that, yeah, I'm successful and I don't have to do what my mama said do, what my cousin said do, and all of those things. And the funny thing for me, as I started to close down my practice and focus on what I really wanted to do, which is starting this nonprofit to help kids, I thought people were really going to say, what? You're going to leave the practice of law to do that? What? Every comment I've gotten has been this, LaShana: I wish I could do what I really want to do.
You're inspiring them now. You're inspiring them. And this is what I'm realizing, guys. We are more alike than different, but somebody has to step up to the plate and take lead. And so when they see you do it, you're thinking, I'm like, girl, are you crazy? They're like, dang, I want to do that too. How'd you do it?
Yes,
I love that.
literally, literally. I have had people stop me. How did you do that? Well, now I'm gonna charge you.
I was just gonna say, and then you go into consulting and mind you, you ain't got to give them the whole kit and caboodle. If they're at zero, you can help them get to one or two. Yeah, we'll talk. We'll talk. I love it. Give it up for Terry.
Thank
Also,
you.
I know a lot of you guys have books for sale and pre-order. I literally just pre-ordered Dr. Maeva's and Terry's book. Y'all should have seen the little cha-ching come through. Um, if you are a speaker and you have a book for sale, and you might not have enough time to go into it during your speaking, but you definitely can share all the things in the comments. All right. So guys, we are about to get ready for our next speaker. And mind you, I know we got some tight timelines, but at the end of the day, if we go over, you still will have your whole 10 minutes to speak. So do not fret. Let me get my screen ready before we move to our next speaker. Let me get one or two takeaways. So what are some aha moments you guys have had from our first two speakers? Like we're only on about to hit speaker three, and my mind is already blown. Any feedback from you guys? How are y'all feeling? What resonated? Let me get two shares. Dr. Maeva.
One share for me is take back the permission. You give yourself the permission to either do it or you don't. Don't let anyone else dictate that for you. I absolutely love that.
Mm-hmm. So good. Let me get one more share. What resonated, guys?
Hello, this is Dr. Bertha. I can't show my face right now. Oh
Hello.
my goodness, you all killing it. But I like that. Stop giving permission, and you are who you are. And don't
Yeah.
try to pretend to be someone else. Just be who you are. And Kara, yes, that wellness, we got to take control of that. I love that. That's what I'm doing for me. Eating right and doing the right thing. So I love it. You all are phenomenal. I won't be able to stay on for the whole thing, but I want to jump on and actually support my BPC family.
Let's go. Thank you, Dr. Bertha. Hopefully you can get plugged into one of our upcoming events in the near future. And guys, we actually do have a Kickstart Your Breakthrough conference in January. We have an open speaker call for that. If anybody's interested, please let me know. All right, so we're going to move to our next amazing Recalibrate Her speaker. Let me spotlight her. We have the one and only Kimberly, also known as Kimmy. She's also one of our accountability partners with the Mind Body Spirit Challenge. So if y'all did not join that, please do. She is going to be teaching you to know and understand that your body is your boardroom. All right. So I'm going to stop the share. We have your beautiful picture on. And now I'm going to stop share so you can give us this work.
Hey, everybody. What is going on? My name is Kimberly, aka Kimmy. And again, like LaShana said, I'm going to be talking about your body is the boardroom. These are going to be SOPs or standing operator procedures for you to become the unshakable woman in every room that you walk in. So make sure you go ahead, get comfortable and get seated. Make sure you're upright, taking notes if you need to. Type one in the chat if you've ever had a racing heart before a meeting. Type one in the chat if that's been you. If you ever had a racing heart before a meeting, you prepped everything, you prepped the slides. Okay, I see you. I'm seeing all these ones, all these ones. You prepped the slides, your talking points, and your whole Zoom aesthetic, everything, but your nervous system, baby, she showed up running the show. Not you, but her. You're capable, you're qualified, but your body just needs some SOPs, and I'm here to give them to you, okay? Type two in the chat if you're ready for the SOPs. Let me know in the chat if you're ready for the SOPs. All right, they coming, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I just got a little, make sure y'all ready. Make sure y'all ready. So picture this. You're about to present, could be a pitch, a workshop, or for a virtual event like we're doing today. You know the content in and out. You've rehearsed it, but when you unmute that microphone and you turn on that camera, baby, your body has other plans. Your chest is tight, your voice is shaky, your breath is shallow. You're performing, meaning like you're really internally, it's going off. Like you're like going crazy. You're performing calm, but you're not even breathing. And your nervous system is screaming. So, but I get it because I've been doing this for 10 years. I know it seemed like not that long ago, but you know what I'm saying? 10 years. 10 years I've been doing this, building my wellness brand, teaching breath work in boardrooms and also in yoga studios. That's also what I've been doing. And for years, my body did not match my message. How many of us, Dr. Terry just talked about it, how many of us have had that disconnect where it's like, hey, I know who I am, but my body and my life is not aligning with what I think it is? How many of us have had that? Put a number 2 in the chat if that's been you. If that's been you, actually, no, number 3. Put a number 3 in the chat if that's been you. If you felt like your body and what you were aligning with just wasn't connecting. It just wasn't. It's just like, wow, what's going on? So that's the disconnect. So I had the expertise, but my body was just missing the SOPs, the standing operating procedures. So here's what I discovered. I stopped trying to calm down and I started recalibrating my body in real time. And recalibration for me isn't starting over, it's regulating. Okay. And the fastest way is through your breath. If you did not know this, I have a little secret for you. The people who uses breath work in combat situations under pressure, if they can use it, the Navy SEALs, if they can use box breath in combat to regulate and make sure that life or death situations make life or death situations with clarity, so can you. So again, if it works in combat, it'll work on your next pitch. Okay. So if you're ready to feel calibration, let me put a 4 in the chat, number 4 in the chat, because we're going on. We're going on. Number 4 in the chat if you're ready to calibrate. Okay, okay, all right. I'm seeing y'all ready to calibrate. So everyone sitting down. I see everybody on the computer. Y'all are sitting down. Don't judge my life. I know we virtual. I'm still a jokester, even still. So let's put our feet on the floor. Our crown is to the ceiling. Our shoulders are soft, so they're not up here. We're going to go through box breathing. Anybody have ever done box breathing? Put a number 5 in the chat. Put 5 in the chat if you've ever done box breathing. All right, so I see a few people have done box breathing. So what we're going to do is we're going to inhale for 4, hold it, exhale for 4, hold it, and then we're going to do that again 2 times. So let's all together. Again, your hands can be relaxed. You don't have to be on camera if you don't want to. So we're going to inhale through our nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to hold it. Don't release. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do that one more time. Inhale through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Relax. And just notice how your body feels versus where we were versus where we are now. That's regulation. That's leadership psychology. And that's how you stop your hands from shaking, your heart from racing, and your voice from cracking mid-sentence. Because I know we've all been there. That's technique. That's science. And that's strategy. And that's the number 1 SOP is your breath is your regulator. There are 2 more, movement and voice, but all 3 are inside of the calm body protocol. But your breath is the fastest reset for you to get there. And that's why we started with your breath. And so for me, the moment that this clicked is when I first led my first yoga retreat for 300 executives in a yoga practice. And let me tell you, my first time to that scale, to have that many people with all eyes on me, I was scared as hell. Excuse my language, but I really was. And so it was just so many nerves going through my system as it pertains to this retreat. But then I recognized I'm teaching them exactly what I need right now, and that's my breath. I need to relax and I need to regulate. And so the result, I had, of course, great energy. My energy was unshakable. My voice was very steady, very calming, and very capable in that moment just by using my breath. All right, so your body is the boardroom. And again, like I said, the number 1 SOP is your breath. When she's regulated, you lead. When she's not, you perform. Okay, doing my research, I was like, oh, this is great. Like I want to make sure that they know this. When you are regulated, you lead. And when you're not, you perform. So let's stop performing and let's start leading, okay? Put a number 6 in the chat if you're ready to lead like the amazing, unshakable, great, phenomenal, majestical woman that you are, because you are that. Never forget that. So, what you actually need is a protocol that you can use anywhere, anytime. And that's why I created the Calm Body Protocol. It's an 8 guided audios for after stressful meetings, before you go to sleep, anytime you need regulation, excuse me, before you log into work, because we know the Monday's mayhem is already on the way. The Sunday scaries, we got to bring that back. So over all different 8 type of breath work modalities, it's not just about box breathing. I have so many different powerful tools that people are not teaching on the outside when it comes to breath work, when it comes to the Calm Body Protocol. So listen, Queen, your body is just trying to protect you, but you can't lead from a dysregulated nervous system. So we're going to train your body like we train everything else, with intention, strategy, and repetition. Your body is your regulator. Your body is your boardroom, but your voice is your authority. I'm here to help women with big dreams who want to keep chasing their goals without falling apart. So let's get you regulated. I'm going to put my offer in the chat once we're done. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can come off mute in just a hot second before LaShana comes up. But I just want to make sure that you have the first SOP, the standard operating procedure, and making sure that you know that your breath is your regulator, and that's where we can start. I'm Kimberly Henderson, your wellness, aka Kimmy, your wellness corporate wellness strategist, helping you breathe one moment at a time, keeping calm in under less than 10 minutes. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Yes, baby. Kimberly supported, and she was a speaker at Healing While Building 2025. She's also going to be doing a speaking and more of an interactive activity, since we have a bigger space in 2026. So if y'all want to see this beauty hailing from Arizona, you're in Arizona, right?
Yes, I
Coming back to Atlanta, make sure y'all join us. So, Kimberly, question, because I've had an opportunity to see you blossom over time too. And I'm just like, I know I only got one kid, but I promise y'all, some of these kids I'm claiming could be my mama, okay? But my heart is just like so bumping out of my chest because I see the elevated version of Kimberly in real time. What was one thing that you focused on in this season to take back your power and live the life that you truly want to create? And mind you, this is ongoing and nothing's finite. But
Right.
what is that one thing that you said, you know what? This is what I'm going to have to hunker down on, and you've seen the results of it.
Besides my breath, I would say my mentality. That has been the most important thing for me to do. For me to one, start believing in myself, for me to start showing up for myself, for me to start trusting myself, for me to be okay with being me,
Yeah.
and my inquisitive spirit, my larger than life type of personality, my energeticness, and me just being me. I just had to get the mindset like, hey, this is who you are. It's okay to be who you are. Like nothing is wrong with you. This is just your personality, because I felt like I was trying to work against the grain of who I absolutely was.
Yeah.
I guess I am a calm person, but I'm very energetic, and I was really trying to be like, stern. Like, but it's like that's not who I am. Like, I am a goofster. I love to laugh. And so a lot of people in different type of spaces would try to make me shrink into this corporate little cute little box. And I'm
Mhm.
like, that's not me. So it was definitely my mindset, and me just the acceptance of me is the one thing that I had to get over or get together.
Yo, that might be an ebook, The Acceptance of Me,
Hmm.
or a book.
You're right.
Love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Make sure you pop any information in the chat. And then also Kara and Kimberly, please drop the challenge link, because it's mid-month, y'all. We could finish this challenge out strong with more engaged individuals like Miss Terry. Please tap in. We're in the school community. We're also in the Facebook community, and you get all three of us at random times pouring into you. I'm the mind, Kara's the body piece, and Kimberly is a spirit piece. Like, and it's free. Like, please drop the link, y'all. All right. So before we move on to our next amazing speaker, I want to do a quick post check. Everybody do this. Fill your post for me. Fill your post. I know y'all live. I know y'all live. The pulse check is an affirmation check. Let me get one positive word in the comments. How are you feeling? What is literally lighting up your soul today on this beautiful, beautiful Sunday? Let me know. I cannot wait to see these words pop through the chat so I can read them out. How are you feeling? One word. Do not be defiant. Do not be oppositional. I said one. Dr. Mayev already had to do it. I'm messing with you. Refreshed and empowered. I love it. Grateful. What else? What else? What else? I have elated. We have strong. We have excited. We have enthusiastic. We have encouraged. There's a lot of E's going on around here, right? Let me get one more. Let me get one more who has not been able to put their big old thumbs on a phone yet. Encourage, encourage, encourage. I love it. I love it. I love it. Look, guys, let me tell you something real quick. When I host virtual events, live events, I don't put much thought to it. I get an idea, I'm obedient, and I put it out there. I don't care about who's coming. I don't care if one person signs up. I'm obedient, and I need us to start leaning into what we truly want to do and stop worrying about, well, who's going to come, what they're going to say. Does it sound right? Let me get permission from my coach. Let me see what such and such going to say. Stop. We're not doing validation no more. We are doing the work, and then if you would like, then you check in and say, hey, this is what I did, this is what I'm doing, this is the date, hope you can make it, let me know what you think. But you didn't already put it out there, so really, who cares what they think? If I'm talking to you, because listen, I'm literally just sharing this. If I'm talking to you and you know that you need to stop overthinking, put me in the comments. I just want to do a quick post check. I'm not gonna call you out. I just need to make sure that I'm not cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Okay, cool. We good. We Gucci. We Gucci. We Gucci. All right. So listen, y'all. Super, super excited to bring on this next amazing speaker. One day I'm gonna have somebody who's doing all this stuff for me, and I ain't gotta be an octopus. One day we gonna do that, okay? I'm speaking it into existence. All right, so next we have the one and only. Oh, you know what? Am I sharing my screen? Hold up, y'all. My bad. I thought I was. Okay. Bingo. It said it has failed to share. Give me a second, y'all. Okay, come on. I'm about to say Zoom. I'll be paying too much for you to be trying to act silly now. Every month you coming out of my account, Zoom, Zoom. Somebody laughing. Okay. Zoom, Zoom. All right. So we are going to learn from the beautiful and the amazing one and only Dr. Maeva. And she's going to be teaching us about how self-care isn't selfish, it's necessary. Dr. Maeva, I'm going to spotlight you and I'm going to navigate your slides. So all I need you to do is say next slide and I got you. Okay, dear?
Okay. Hi.
Perfect.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here tonight. My name is Dr. Maeva, and I help parents and caregivers of neurodivergent children by providing emotional support and practical tools without burnout while they guide their children toward meaningful friendships. Neurodivergent refers to the way a person's brain um, behaves, processes information, or thinks differently, and it includes things like ADHD, autism, and dyslexia. So, I have a question. Did you know that over 70% of mothers report feeling burnt out at least once a week, yet they feel guilty about taking 15 minutes for themselves? Have you put a one in the chat if you've ever gone to the bathroom to get away and take a moment for yourself, or if you felt guilty for wanting to take some time to yourself? Put a one in the chat. We may laugh about it when you think about running in the bathroom to escape, but it's really not funny. It really means that you're not taking the time for yourself to rebuild and to replenish because people think that self-care isn't necessary, but actually, self-care is survival. We need self-care. Self-care can improve the relationships that we have with our children. Do you think do you think that self-care is expensive? Put a one in the chat if you think that self-care is expensive. Okay, great. Self-care doesn't have to be. Self-care can be just simply getting the proper nutrition, physical exercise, or getting enough sleep. One thing I want people to know, it doesn't have to be an expensive spa day. It doesn't have to be going shopping to treat yourself. You can actually provide yourself self-care by taking a longer than usual shower. If you take yes, put yourself on timeout for a few minutes, that's self-care. So now I'm going to go into why it's necessary and what happened to me to get to this point. You can go to the next slide, please. Where I started. I have two children. One my son is my oldest child, and he was diagnosed with learning disabilities. And my daughter was diagnosed with medical challenges. Between the two of them, I went to countless school meetings. I went to countless doctor's appointments on top of the regular responsibilities of a mother, of a wife, of an employee. I did all the things. I was emotionally spent. There were times I felt completely stressed and overwhelmed. And I did everything that the doctors and the therapists told me to do, and it didn't seem like it was enough. And it just started to close in on me. You can advance the slide. When you have burnout, burnout can lead to mental and emotional exhaustion. It can lead to hopelessness. It could lead to feelings of despair, desperation. And if burnout isn't managed and controlled, it can also ultimately have a person feeling so much pressure that they could even start having suicidal thoughts. There were many mothers that reported not being so stressed and so burnt out that they were actually having thoughts of suicide. But when you start providing self-care, what self-care will do for you, when you take those few minutes out for yourself, when you take that time to recharge and refuel, don't feel guilty about it because it allows you to show up as a better version of yourself. It gives you that emotional stability you need to cope and to manage. You get to resolve within yourself your energy, your presence. You get to be present in the moment with the people around you. It will improve your relationships. It will help you to um, be able to, when you feel better about you, then you have more to give and more to offer someone else. And instead of feeling guilty for taking that time out and taking that time away from your child, when you're with your child, when you're with your spouse, they get a better version of you and then they want to be with you. They want to be connecting with you. And ultimately, in this situation, self-care will help prevent you from those feelings of burnout. You can advance. Once I learned this about myself, and believe it or not, you know, it's two things that were pivotal in me getting to this point. One, my husband said to me once, if you're no good to you, you won't be any good to anyone else. That was powerful for me when I sat back and thought about it. The other thing that resonated with me was I was seeing a therapist, and sometimes people think you need a therapist when something's wrong or things are crashing in on you. I'm here to tell you that you need a therapist to prevent things from going wrong or from crashing in on you. And I had a therapist. And one day she said to me, Maeva, what do you like? And this is when I was in that feeling of overwhelm and being burnt out. This is before I started providing self-care to myself. She said, Maeva, what do you like? And I thought about it. I thought about it. And a tear rolled down my eye because I couldn't think of one thing that I liked. I served my family and those around me to the point where I lost touch with me. I lost touch with what I liked. I forgot who I was in that sense. And she told me to write a list as a homework assignment, write a list of 50 things that I like. And I thought, if I can't write one thing or think of one thing, how am I going to write 50? But I did the homework and I was able to come up with 50 things. So some of the things that was on my list that I want to share with you was I remembered that I like scented candles. I remember that I like hot chocolate because when I was a little girl, it used to make me feel warm and fuzzy. I remember I like seafood, little things. So it wasn't just, yes, I like getting my hair done. Yes, I like getting my nails done. But everything I want to share with you is it doesn't need to cost money. You just have to tap into yourself, stop and think, what do I need right now? Because it's going to look different on different days. So where's my life now that I have figured this out and I have the self-care? And when I first got it, when I realized, when I stopped and thought, what do I need right now? Sometimes I needed 10 minutes to myself, and I would tell my children, Mommy needs a timeout. It's not you, it's me. And I would remove myself for 10 to 15 minutes, recharge, came back, and they had a much better mom. And I felt better, and they felt better with me being there. So I learned to provide that self-care, and it was necessary for me to thrive in my relationships. I also became a better listener. I remember my daughter saying to me one time, Mommy, listen with your eyes, because I was multitasking. I was doing all the things at the same time and trying to listen to her and talk to her at the same time. But I became a better listener. I learned that it's not about perfection, but it's about progression. I no longer feel the need to be perfect. Perfection is a lie anyway, and it's unattainable. So when you take the stress off of yourself and the pressure from feeling the need to be perfect, then you just are able to be better and related and comfortable with yourself and just work on getting better each time for you. So when you are confident and you have self-care, you become a better person, better version of yourself. You can go to the next slide. So this is for anyone that needs a little bit of support. I have a support group that meets every first Tuesday of the month. It's free, and it's for moms. I work with mothers of children with learning and thinking differences, neurodivergent children, or shall I say, and neurotypical moms. You don't have to have a child with special needs in order to come and be a part of this group because everyone needs support. You are welcome. And if you have a father or if you're a caregiver, you're welcome as well. You can go to the next slide.
I'm gonna leave that up just for a minute, just in case anybody needs to take a picture. And then also, Dr. Maeve, I know you're gonna drop the actual link in the comments, please, as well.
Yes.
And then one more thing. Can you explain neurotypical? Because some people, this is like new verbiage for them.
Yes, thank you.
No problem.
So again, neurodivergent is the way a person thinks or learn or process information differently. And that's like a replacement term for special needs now. That's the new buzzword that people are saying that is more socially accepted right now. And it's it's the way they think that's different than what is considered normal or neurotypical. Neurotypical is just another word for what we used to refer to as a person being normal. And again, some of the thing and neurodivergent is just the umbrella term for anything that means that the brain thinks differently, like ADHD, autism, dyslexia, and so on. It's just the umbrella term. And this, if you scan this, you can get my free 30-day emotional self-check-in journal. This is a journal that you can do, and it is really good and it's free. So, and download either one of these and you'll be able to connect with me. Thank you.
Awesome. I'm gonna leave that on the screen for a little bit as well. This was so good. While you were talking, I was asking everyone to put what they like in the comments because you're right. Sometimes we forget, sometimes we compartmentalize what we like because we're always doing what everyone else likes. And that was fun for me to even remember that I like glitter. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know I've been spotlighting myself with everyone, and I wanted to do the same with you. I wanted to ask you, what are you most proud of for yourself in this season if you had to give yourself flowers?
I am most proud of taking away the limitation, um, the expectation and the need to feel like I should have it all together and I have to be perfect. I was trying to show up flawless on social media. And from watching you, watching Taria and other women who are doing it, and you're killing it. And I'm looking like, they're not stressing like that. You're just showing up, you're being you. So that has taught me to relax and be comfortable just being me. And if it's not perfect, it's okay because there's no real such thing as perfection. So why am I trying so hard? I learned that as a mom. I
Mm.
learned that as an employee. I had to learn that as an entrepreneur.
Mm, so good. Thank you for sharing that aha moment and that flower to yourself. And I think there's a theme. Does anybody know what a theme is that people have been like just self-reflecting and sharing? Something that someone said at least 2 to 3 times tonight. Pop it in the comments if you guys notice any kind of theme from feedback and from even the few speakers that we've had so far. What theme have you discovered? I want to see if anybody's tracking. Let me know before we get ready for our next amazing speaker. So, there's been a theme of perfectionism and high performance and wanting to do right, wanting to reach this. And as Black women, women of color, I think that I'm not gonna say we was predispositioned for that notion, but I think because of the theme of upbringings, whether you grew up living in Beverly Hills and your parents had a lot of loot in the middle, or maybe I've been homeless at some point. There's something ingrained in us that just makes us want to be the best, competition, do the most, and that's okay. But one thing that I love just reminding myself and even the people that I work with is that we were enough before we were even thought of. We are enough whether we make a sale or not. We are enough whether we work in corporate, whether we're a stay-at-home mom, whether we are a multimillionaire, fill in the blank. And until we understand that there's always going to be a tug of war of the head and the heart of, oh, well, they're doing this and look what I'm doing, or oh, she's married and I'm not married yet, or wow, I'm 40 XYZ and I don't have no kids yet, and my friend, all of that comparison is self-imposed. No one is going to say, hey, you're doing this, but I'm doing this. No one's going to say that. We create that narrative. And so if we don't take anything from tonight, and this is for you guys and even those viewing in any other medium, instead of striving for more, know that you are already more. when you woke up this morning, God gave you that breath, you were more, right? And if you're a parent, just know this, our kids watch our every freaking step move. Like her daughter said, listen with your eyes open. I don't know if I quoted that right. They're watching everything. They're watching if we're irritable. They're watching if we're having depressive symptoms. They're watching if we're multitasking. They're watching everything, and then we get in this way of, oh, I'll never be like my mom, or I'll never be like my dad, or I'll never be like XYZ. And then you look up and you're doing some of the same things that you've always promised you wouldn't, because it's just human nature. So know that you're enough. Know that that's the foundation of everything. Believe it or not, that's when you become vulnerable, and you may let a supervisor talk to you any kind of way instead of advocating for yourself, or stay in a relationship longer than you should have, because of the worthiness meter. It's either way low, in the middle, or very, very high. And dependent on your self-confidence and your worthiness dictates the behaviors that we engage in. Positive, negative, or in between. I'm not gonna apologize for that rant, but that was a rant, okay? All right, so we are going to move to our next speaker. I just wanted to call out that theme because we haven't even got through all of our speakers. And I just know, as women of color, we are always striving for more. But the thing is, when have we told ourselves we already are at the table? We already are deserving of the trophy, of the accolade, of the degree, regardless if you went to school and you sat in the seat and you got the degree or not. That takes a mindset shift. All right, so we have our next speaker, the amazing Coco. She's going to be teaching you how to rebuild the woman within. Sorry for that typo. I'm sure that's what that means. I'm going to spotlight you for everyone, and I'm gonna stop my share so we can see your beautiful face. And you have the mic, dear.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Well, welcome all, for all you that are watching now, or if you're watching this replay. Rebuilding the woman within, confidence after trauma. So my intentions today is just to clearly give you a safe space of healing, truth, and restoration. For every woman that's watching now or later, is to remind you, to make you feel seen and affirmed, and just remind you your confidence isn't lost, but you are rebuilding it. See, it's not about perfection. It's about the progress of healing and reclaiming the woman within that God created you to be. So there was a moment in a season in my life where confidence on the outside looked good, but the confidence on the inside was shattered. Navigating or just surviving trauma, navigating through abuse, being a single mom, raising a son, and still showing up and strong as I was and all that I was going through. Put a one in the chat if you are, or if you know women to this day that still, in spite of everything and all the hats that they're carrying, they still deal with a lot, but they're still showing up strong. Strong, and nobody's checking on them. Strong that everybody looks up to them, that they have it all together. But who's checking up on them? So I had to find a place in my life to where I needed to give myself permission to reclaim the woman within, with everything that was going on in my life. So I want to share with you how I went through 16 and a half years of domestic violence, 3 different relationships. Let's take a moment to think about how that looks when your confidence has been diminished and has been fading away and is just buried alive. If you just take a moment and close your eyes and think about if you just wanted to go shopping and you want a new brand vibrant, word of a mat in front of your door. You know how you put that nice mat at the front door so when people walk in, they see it, whether it's outside or inside. So you go shopping. You find that nice rug that fits your household, that feels welcoming. You get that rug, you take it home. So as every day goes by, every day, every month, every year, and one day you take a moment and you look at the rug and you look at it and you're just like, wow, the rug doesn't even look the same. The color's gone. It's pretty much faded. You don't know what it says. You're seeing pieces of the words. The color's gone. The wording's gone. It just doesn't look right. So now you need a new rug. Now, if you open your eyes and look at that moment of confidence, when people are stepping on your confidence, they're talking to you any kind of way. You're allowing that your confidence to be in a place where you're only existing and you're not even living anymore. You're just going through the motion of life, caring for your kids, caring for loved ones, whoever that may be. That's what happened when you allow people, place, and things or circumstance to allow your confidence to be diminished. So now it's time for you to rebuild your confidence. So I want to give you three things that you can take away when it comes to rebuilding the woman within. One, you need to release the lies. See, trauma will keep telling you lies. It will tell you that you're not enough. It will tell you that you're not qualified. It will tell you that you should be further along than you are, than you're not. But you have to take the place of choosing healing. Is once you start choosing healing to believe, you got to stop rehearsing the hurt that you went through, whether it was somebody did it to you or whether it was just lifing. Stop rehearsing that and start believing who God says you are. So that's number one, releasing the lies. Because your mind is the biggest battle, and that's a fight for you every single day that you get up, because the devil wants to see you not succeed, wants to see you not walk in your purpose. So you have to take control over your mindset. Number two is reconnecting to your identity. Who has God says you are, that you are? Who are you before the pain happened? Now we have to go through trials and tribulations in life. And we will, as even once we're done healing, we're going to go through something else. But by then, we're hoping that you've been and got the tools and knowledge that you need to keep rebuilding your confidence and know how to get through it and not allow the depression and all those things to keep you stuck. So what is your identity? Ask God, what is your calling? Who are you to become? Your story and your pain is for somebody else, for a solution for somebody else's problem. So reconnect to your identity, because trauma will disconnect you from your identity if you stay stuck there. And then last but not least is reclaiming your voice. It's time for you to reclaim your voice, find the confidence within, and start believing who you are. Start walking in it. Your voice matters. Your boundaries matter. Your everything about your confidence matters in life. Your access to you matters. Everybody shouldn't be able to have access to you. So you have to start rebuilding the woman within by finding the confidence first. Finding the confidence that God gives you. Because you have everything within already to do what you're supposed to do. And what you don't have, God will give it to you and God will make a way. So it's not always going to be easy to rebuild the woman within when situations happen or things happen. Some things are expected and some things are unexpected. But you have to know who the woman you are and who you're called to be to walk in your purpose. So I want to leave you with this. If you are that person to be ready to walk in, to reclaim who you're supposed to be, the woman within that God created you to be, the one that is wonderfully made, as he says in the Bible. We're already who we're supposed to be, but we allow situations to come in and knock us off that mantle. When you are in a place with dealing with trauma, your confidence can be dismantled. So I want you to be aware when your confidence is not in a place in any area of the 8 core areas of your life, and start working on that. But if you want more resources on confidence and how to you reclaim your power and build the woman within, you can go to myconfidenceiskey.com. myconfidenceiskey.com. I'll put it in the chat as well. I'm Kawana Stanley. I'm the confidence building coach, and I help women, especially single moms, to rebuild their confidence from setbacks and help them relaunch their purpose-driven business. Thank you.
Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Girl, you preach to us today. No slides needed. Oh, so let me ask you this, Coco, because I don't really know you, right? We just getting to go know each other. Where did the fire and the ambition stem from? Like, you might have shared the surface, right? But I want to know like the what was that catalyst that really said, no, we not playing cute, we not sitting on a sideline. The people need me and I'm showing up and I'm showing out. What was it that clicked for you?
I think when I came in this space, it was probably in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I kind of started figuring out, okay, I need to speak on confidence, but my voice and how I talk has always been there, even back to high school days, which
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that then. I didn't realize that until I got in my 40s. But
Oh,
it's crazy that I came in this book space and then came into the speaking and the coaching space, and I stopped being sitting on the back line. I said, well, let me use my voice. I
yeah,
don't know how it's going to come off to people, but of course, me going through all the domestic violence actually fueled that because I almost took my own life.
yeah.
So me going through that and coming to this space now in 2021, and I gradually every time that I share my voice, I just get that more confident. Just say, hey, I just allow the anointed to do, and use me as the vessel to do what I need to do.
You know what? I'm glad you just said that. You just said every time that I share my voice, it gets better. I get more confident, aka getting your reps in. We're getting our reps in on this virtual call for when we're on stages, for when we get the email from Jennifer Hudson's show because she's seen XYZ go viral and she wants you to show up. Doing these opportunities leads to more opportunities.
Mhm.
And I hope y'all got a pen and a paper. My hope is that it enables you to build your own stages and opportunities and invite others to join as well. I don't want to be the only one with speaker calling and hosting events. Every single person on here, whether you're here live or on the replay, is equipped to host your own space to cultivate what's missing in the marketplace,
Mhm.
right? And I'm
Absolutely.
not talking directly to you, I'm talking to everybody, right? Why do you think some people would rather get a seat at the table than create their own? And honestly, these questions are all natural, y'all. I ain't got no pen, no paper with no questions. I'm literally asking each speaker whatever I want to ask what the Lord has me to share. Why do you think some people would rather just sit at a table than create their own?
I think people, for one, people are afraid of
Mhm.
the outcome. What will people think? I started the speaking space 2021. I didn't actually, the first 2 years, I literally just sat back and got learning, got trained, mentors and coaches and things like that. 2023 was when I just said, let me market. I got on other people's stages. I still get on other people's stages, but I said God gave it to me in 2023 to
Mhm.
start my own Reclaim Your Confidence. I'm not the only one. I got more speakers speaking than I speak myself.
Yeah.
Because it's not just my experience, it's everybody experience that go through life that contains confidence that other people need to hear. So I stepped out and said, I didn't do it in 23. I didn't do it until 2024.
Mhm.
So I pushed it off because I was that person who was like, okay, I don't know about starting my own conference now. That's a little
Yeah.
bit of that's a lot. And it does take courage, it takes boldness, and it takes stepping out and just do God to give you the provision. If he gives you the vision, he'll give you the provision to get it through. And so now I'm working on my third year. I do it every year here in Vegas because it's necessary and it's needed with the world, with everything we're going through. We need people's transformation. We
Yeah.
need people to get on God's side and help. We can't just one person do it. Whether you got 5 figures, 4 figures, 7 or 8 figures, we need everybody's help in this
Mhm.
world to get. I mean, so much is going on mentally, and we need people to. Then doesn't mean that life is not going to happen. Life is still going to happen.
Right.
It's not if, it's when. But do you have the tools to navigate when you're there? Yes, it's okay to get down. It's okay to go through your emotions of, crying and things like that. But get up. Don't stay
Yeah.
down. Don't
There
stay
you go.
depressed. Don't get so deep into depression like I did
Yeah.
12 years ago. And some people make it out and some don't.
Yeah.
It
Listen,
just wasn't my time, and God used me to move forward to walk in this purpose. And I still go through stuff. I'm still constantly, God is still building the character within me.
girl, I already know. I'm not even gonna go into my stuff on my plate today. Okay. So look, Coco, thank you so much. Super, super excited to learn more from you. Whatever you have for the people, drop it in the comments. Let me get a couple takeaways. Like for those that have just been tuning in, what has resonated the most? Like overall, you ain't gotta say what speaker in the quote and none of that. But what is the thing that literally has resonated or stood out for you? We're literally going into the new season, y'all, in a couple weeks. And we cannot be vague. We cannot be we don't got time to just be going through the motions. We have to be intentional. So what has stood out? Miss Terry Lee Thompson, what you got, love?
So, I mean, that really, all of these speakers have really, really touched on, your question about the common theme. Another theme I'm hearing is, and this is my interpretation of it, it's not the exact way that Coco said it, was showing up. You got to show up because God will fill in the gap. I know for me, I'm always waiting for it to be perfect. Well, I don't have this quite yet. Oh, I didn't finish that book yet before I step out. So that's the message I'm getting. And that's powerful because
Mhm.
sometimes, we get stuck in, what is it, analysis paralysis.
Mhm. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Let me get one more. What has resonated the most in this hour and a half so far? I'm gonna be honest. I'm like, dang, we not even halfway through. I call these ciphers because we got these quick and dirty hot breakthroughs, and they're intentionally short, guys, quick and dirty, you know what I'm saying? They're intentionally short because I need you to go and be nosy. I need you to go and say, Kimberly, I like her. Let me see what she doing. Oh, Dr. Maeva have something for parents. Oh my God, this is what I need. I know 3 people on this call right now who better have signed up for Dr. Maeva's monthly thing because I know life is life and as a parent. But they're intentionally short like this because I need you to go and get intentional and go and engage. Okay. One more share before we move to our next amazing speaker. What else, guys?
Hey, this is Dr. Bertha again. I was supposed to get off, but I didn't. It's been so good. Everything is about a mindset. We have to change our mindset if we want to go forward and do the things that God has called us to do.
Mm,
And, everybody seems to be talking about mind, body, soul, mind changing. It's just been about the mind and what God has called you to do and be you. And don't let your don't let whatever you're doing being judged by somebody else. Know who you are and be who you are and be who God has made you to be. You all doing a phenomenal job. I mean, I just happened to see it, and I was like, let me jump on here and see what's going on. And I saw the BPs. I was like, oh, yeah, I got to support them. So every speaker has been phenomenal, and we could take something from everybody,
Yep.
in our walk and in our business. So even you, LaShana, you laying it out there too. So don't you feel like you doing your thing too? So I'm excited. Thank God that, I saw it and I tuned in. So yeah, got to change that mindset.
amen. Yeah, Dr. Bertha, you're gonna have to get tapped in more often, sis, because this what we do 25/8, like the
I
young
know,
kids say.
girl. I'm watching you. I'm coming on.
I love it. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay. So we are going to introduce our next amazing speaker. I had the opportunity of seeing her. She came to my space at Pop Up and Create and did a speaking opportunity there. And then I've also seen her vending. I wish I had my brooch that I bought from her. But we have the next. Is it Dr. Rhonda? I feel like you were Dr.
As
C.
of yesterday.
Oh,
Yeah.
girl, I must be psychic because I don't even know. I just like I feel like there should be a DR period off that. Congratulations.
Thank
Um,
you.
Dr. Rhonda Clearly, I need to go get some more letters for in the front and the back of my name. And look, in the back, I need some husband names. So anyway, healing and forgiveness. Give it up, give it up, give it up. We are ready for you. I'm going to go ahead and spotlight you. I see you have on your beautiful purple per usual. You are up, love.
Hello, my name is Rhonda James Woolard, and I empower survivors of abuse one courageous one courageous step at a time. Do you know anyone who has been sexually abused? And if you do, if you could put a 1 in the chat. 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 6 boys have been sexually abused before the age of 18. And for me, my story begins with a man I both loved and feared, my stepfather. And when he wasn't drinking, he was like Dr. Jekyll, the best father a girl could ask for. And he was gentle. You could talk to him about anything. He provided for our family, and he showed up in ways that made you feel safe. But when alcohol entered the picture, everything changed, and he became someone else. Mr. Hyde, unpredictable, dangerous, and scary. He was a Vietnam veteran, a medic who had seen more than most could bear. He was also adopted, and while I never knew his full story behind that part of his life, I always sensed that he had carried his own pain, the kind of silent suffering that never got spoken out loud. And somewhere in that pain, in mine, our lives collided in a way that left me traumatized. And as a child, I experienced sexual abuse at his hands. And for years, I wrestled not only with the trauma, but with deep, paralyzing guilt. I blamed myself. Why? Because I wanted attention. When my little sister was born, I suddenly felt invisible. And when my stepfather began giving me attention, at one point in time, even in the wrong way, I mistook his attention for love. And I remember once I even kissed him back. And for a long time, I believed that somehow that made me responsible, that maybe I caused it, that maybe I deserved it. That lived within me for years. And that's why forgiving him felt easier than forgiving myself. But let me tell you that self-blame is a lie from the enemy. And I had to walk through layers of healing to finally see that what happened was not my fault, that I was a child, that the need for love and attention is not shameful, that God didn't abandon me. He was with me even then. And years later, my stepfather was diagnosed with cancer. And I can tell you that when he was dying, that was the first time that I heard God's voice. I was alone praying when he whispered to me, "In my house, there are many mansions." And I felt it in my bones. I didn't know the scripture by heart then. But when I walked back into my stepfather's hospital room, and Eldris was reading John 14, the very same scripture. And it was like confirmation, divine confirmation. that despite everything, God had forgiven him. My stepfather had never asked me for forgiveness, but in that moment, I realized that I didn't need him to. Knowing that God had forgiven him was enough for me. And if God could forgive him, I could too. So there comes a time in every survivor's journey when the weight of silence becomes too heavy to carry. A moment when the pain we've learned to live with, pain we buried beneath strength, smiles, and survival, gently rises to the surface and whispers, it's time. It's time to feel. It's time to tell the truth. It's time to feel. And it's time to tell the truth, time to heal. And I wrote the book, A Time to Heal, 7 Steps to Healing and Forgiveness After Sexual Abuse and Assault, where I developed the Forgive framework. And A Time to Heal is more than a title. It's a divine appointment. It's an invitation to walk with me through 7 sacred steps designed to help survivors move from hidden wounds to honest healing, from lingering shame to lasting freedom. And I want survivors to know that they are not alone. And some of the steps are, and one of the most important steps is facing the truth. And with that, the key points I want you to remember with facing the truth is that shame is a liar and truth is its undoing. And you may feel emotions of anger, sadness, fear, but these are signals that something in this side of you deserves attention, care, and compassion. And also, not everyone deserves to hear your truth, but you deserve to live in your truth. And if you do, you will reclaim your identity, you will reclaim your power, and you will reclaim your joy. And some of the benefits of healing through forgiveness, you can improve your mental health, you can increase your self-esteem, you can have healthier relationships, reduce your stress, you can also lower your blood pressure, and there are other benefits of forgiveness. And I want to leave with you, I am the story. I am not what broke me. I am what rose from it. I am not the silence. I am the voice that shattered it. I am not the wound because I am the wisdom. I am not the pain. I am the purpose. I am not what they did. I am what I choose to do now, to heal, to rise, to love, to live. I am the story, and I am still being written. And I have a devotional journal that is coming out, and I am accepting pre-orders. And you can connect with me also at Your Time to Heal. But I want you to know whoever is out there, no matter what you are going through, that God is there. Whatever you have gone through, He was there when you were going through, and He will continue to carry you through.
Baby, man, listen, Dr. Rhonda, I just want to tell you that I am so proud of you. I am proud of you for not giving up on little Rhonda and making sure that your voice is heard, because you know that there's many people, men and women, whose voice has been silenced. And by you standing in the gap and being courageous, even I heard your voice shake a little bit, because when we are obedient and we serve, it doesn't mean that we don't have triggers, or when we got to recant what we're sharing, we don't, those emotions are real, right? But you continue to push through, and then those affirmations that you did at the end, you are just so powerful. And I'm just excited that you said, I am going to share my story. I'm going to do it with all that I have, and more. I just want to tell you that I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well done. Well done. Please, please, please share your links in the comments. There's some messages on YouTube as well. Someone said, I'm so glad that I'm here. And yeah, that data point that you gave us at the beginning when you asked, put a 1 in the chat if you know someone. More than likely 90% put a 1 in the chat, right? So thank you, thank you, thank you again just for being you. Super excited for what you have coming up. Charmaine, I sent you a private message. We're gonna have you come on next. My eyes got crisscrossed and I skipped over some people and jumbled some stuff up, but y'all rolled with it. Just come on camera when you're ready for me to bring you on, Charmaine. In the meantime, uh let me do an affirmation check, and I want a different word than you did earlier today. And this time, you're going to come off mute. We want to hear your voice of your positive affirmation words. So, we just going to track. I'm not even going to do no hand raising. Unmute, and we going to decipher through the words. Who want to go first?
I'll go first.
Let's go.
I love this. All this is making, this got fire in my, as they say in church, shut up in my butt.
Amen.
I feel powerful.
I love it. Who's next?
I was going to say powerful as well, and it's still worth saying because it was that powerful.
Yes, yes.
I feel exhilaration.
Let's go. Who's next?
I feel courageous.
Thank you.
I feel energized.
Love it. Let's go.
I'm feeling encouraged.
Love that.
I
I
feel
feel
blessed.
Amen. Who else?
I feel renewed.
Anyone else? I feel blessed.
I also feel loved.
Oh, I love that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I feel blessed. I think that every single person in this room, whether you're speaking tonight formally or not, is here for a reason. Zakira said her birthday is in 6 days, and she's here because of that and getting ready for the new year. Brittany's here supporting everybody and her accountability partner in crime. Danny's behind the scenes supporting in the chat. Like, when you are plugged in and you're in proximity, you just got to make sure that It's not a pause, because this is the thing. A pause is good, but you got to get plugged in and you have to be purposeful proactively. See, a lot of times, guys, we do things reactively. Oh, I'm going through this. Let me plug in. Oh, I'm going through this. Let me pray. When we're proactive, like kind of like what Dr. Maiva said, go to a therapist to get tools, go to a therapist when things are not rocking and rolling. Proactivity helps you to be ready when the stuff comes. And I feel like this session is proactive for whatever's coming for us in the new season. And so do not be mute. We want to know in the comments. We want to know off mute. We want to know with your camera on, whatever it could be for you to give tonight. Please, 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 please do. All right. So, I'm going to move to Dr. D. We're changing some things up because she has an event. And at the end of the day, things are always flexible in my neck of the woods. Like when life be lifing and technology does what it does, I just ask for grace. And so we're going to move to Dr. D so she can handle her business wherever she's at. When you are on camera, I will go ahead and bring you on screen. And I'm going to still get in touch with Charmaine because she's coming as well. And then we will move to Sabrina. Okay, I see you, Dr. D. All right, cool. So let me get your graphic up so we can see your beautiful face.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate this. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. We got you, girl. Okay. Boom, boom. All right. So, guys, we have an array of different speakers from different walks of life, different backgrounds, expertise, the whole nine. And I'm super, super excited that I'm calling you Dr. T, Dr. D. Dr. D is
Hey,
here.
I'll answer to either. I'll answer to either.
Yo, that's my ADHD brain. Clearly something that you specialize in. I'm a spotlight you, love, so we can learn from
Yes,
you right
ma'am.
now. You're up there.
Yes. Yes. Hi, everyone. How's everyone doing? It's been an amazing day. I hope everybody's been having a great day. So let me just dive right in. So I'm Dr. Dania Thomas. Everybody calls me Dr. D, and I'm an ADHD empowerment and resilient consultant. I'm a speaker and an author of Breaking Free, The Making of an Entrepreneur. All right. And before I say anything else, I need you all to know I'm not sitting here as an entrepreneur who's a millionaire. I'm sitting here with something to tell you, with something that's important. I'm sitting here with a recalibrated mindset, built brick by brick through failure, ADHD, disability, motherhood, and systems that were not designed for me. And that's exactly what I help other people to build. So, you know what? Let's talk about the problem. We have my whole speech is about the recalibration roadmap, and it's 3 steps. So the first step that we're going to speak about real quickly is clarity, niche, and the truth check. Okay, so here's the problem. Most people don't need more motivation. They don't need another planner. They don't need to try harder. What they need is clarity. Because when you don't understand how your brain works, you internalize struggles as failure. And for ADHD and neurodivergent minds, that turns into shame. So I've lived in shame for years. I took English 5 times in college. I was suspended from a few colleges. I showed up unmotivated, not because I didn't care, but because I didn't know why I kept getting stuck, right? I thought that something was wrong with me. Nothing was wrong with me, guys. I was just misaligned. I want you guys to understand that nothing is wrong with you. You are just misaligned. So this is the first step in the recalibration roadmap. Before you set your goals and before you chase your purpose, guys, before you do anything else, you have to do a truth check. What's the truth check? The truth check is just simply something that's going to make you uncomfortable. There are 3 questions, guys, that I usually ask myself when I go through the truth check, which is this goal? Is this my goal? Or is it something I've inherited? Does this align with how my brain actually functions? And am I judging myself by a system that has never been built for me? So that's the clarity part. And clarity leads to your niche. And your job title, guys, is not your niche. but it's where your function is, where everything comes in. It's something that keeps you up at night. It's you got, okay, put in the chat. Has anybody ever just woken up and just sat down and just had maybe like 3 in the morning and just had a few things that okay, good. Thank you so much. Have you ever just sat down and just writing some stuff? You could get up at 3 in the morning and you're just thinking about stuff and you just keep running on your mind. Guys, those are the things that you need to write down. That's what you will call your niche. If it's something that you have that is important, if it's something that other people want, then that is your niche. But in order for you to understand your niche and get clarity, you have to do the truth check, guys. Because guess what? You're gonna have to tell yourself where you are. A lot of people sit down and they would say, oh, they're delusional. No, you can't be delusional with yourself, guys, because then you're stuck. And we're not stuck, we're just misaligned. So, excuse me. So I'm giving you this tool right now today, guys, because I don't want you to feel stuck. I want you to take these tools and ask yourself these questions. What exception am I trying to meet right now? Who set this exception? Who set what you need to understand is clarity for yourself. Okay. All right. And once you get that clarity and that niche, then you won't be stuck. Step 2, we're going to go into courage and choice. Now, the issue with that is that people hit after clarity, they're just stuck. But guess what? They know someone isn't working, but they stay anyway. It's just like staying in a job that you know that you have no business staying in, but you stay, right? Because it's comfortable. Excuse me. Okay, so you want to feel confident, you want to feel certain, and they wait for fear to disappear. No, 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 no. This is a choice and courage. Courage is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. You have to cross that bridge, guys. You have to use the courage and cross that bridge. Especially for women and like caregivers and neurodivergent adults, clarity turns into overthinking the not movement. We stay in almost because it feels safer. So without clarity, with clarity and without courage, once again, you're what? Stuck. You have the clarity, but no, you have to have the confidence to go over. Let me tell you something real quickly. I lived in a space for years. I knew I was capable, but I stayed in environments that drained me because they were familiar. I stayed in systems that didn't fit because leaving felt risky. Whoever feel risky? You know, like when you're sitting in a job that you know is not good for you because you want to do something else, but guess what? We have bills to pay and we have kids. But guess what? It wasn't building companies or scaling anything that was my issue. I needed to restart. I failed classes, I switched paths, but guess what? Coming back after my embarrassment or for myself, I wasn't lacking intelligence, guys. I was lacking permission to choose alignment and approval. You know how that goes. You have to have approval from other people and validation. No, 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 no. You're not stupid. You don't lack intelligent. What we do, we're lacking permission to choose the alignment. All right. So here how this roadmap helps me. This is where courage and choice changed everything for me, guys. Instead of asking, am I ready? Or instead of asking, what's the next honest step that aligns with the truth I already know? The question moved me out of paralysis. I stopped trying to leap and started making aligned micro choices. Like, for example, I changed environments instead of forcing myself to fit in the one that I was with. I asked for support instead of pushing through and not knowing what to do. And I also pivoted instead of quitting. You hear me, guys? Pivot instead of quitting. Don't give up on yourself. I promise you, consistency is key. It came from just choosing myself. And why is this tool necessary and important, guys? Because this step matters because clarity alone doesn't change your life. Without courage and choice, insight turns into hesitation. Self-awareness turns into self-criticism and potential turns into regret. We're not doing that. So recalibration happens the moment you choose the alignment. So once again, it's a recalibrated mindset that I'm bringing today. All right. So the third step that I'm going to share with you guys is consistency and compassion. You have to, oh, guys, you have to have compassion for yourself. It's a rough road out there. It's a tough world. We're taking care of bills, we're taking care of children, we're taking care of ourselves barely. So we have to give ourselves some compassion. All right. So here's the issue with that. Where most people give up, they make mistakes, inconsistency for failure. They fall off once and they tell themselves, I'm not disciplined enough. I can't stick to anything. It isn't for me. That's not true. Especially like myself, if you live with ADHD and chronic stress and health changes. Shame convinces people that restarting means they've already lost. No, 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 no. Forget the shame, forget the doubt. Even if you have to start over, who cares? Let me tell you something. What my father told me one day. He said to me when we were going to a doctor's office. We came out, and he said to me, "You think anybody ever asked a doctor how long it took them to be a doctor? Mm-mm. Once you're a doctor, right? Once you walk in and you see, let me tell you something. You guys could have gone into a doctor's office and seen a physician assistant. She could have graduated the day before. You don't know, right? Okay. So that step has shaped my reality. I didn't just struggle mentally, guys. My body forced me to adapt. I sat in classrooms with dominant arm sling, by the way. I had my eyesight's gone. I had to learn how to write with my left hand because I had an accident with my right hand. It doesn't matter. You still have to keep going. Don't lose yourself. Don't lose the confidence. There were days that I couldn't show up the way I wanted to, and I punished myself for it. Do not punish yourself. But the shame didn't make me consistent. It made me disappear. And that's why I'm giving you these tools to understand that the roadmap is going to help you with this. So let me show you how the roadmap is going to help you. Consistency didn't come from discipline for me. It came from compassion. Once I stopped punishing myself, guys, for setbacks and started returning without shame, everything changed. I learned that falling off wasn't failure. Restarting wasn't a weakness, guys, and slow progress wasn't being stuck. This is how I built resilient blocks and through perfection, excuse me, this is how I built resilient blocks, and through those resilient blocks, that's how I became successful in what it is that I wanted to do. So let me show you real quickly why this tool is important and necessary for you guys. Because this step is necessary because without compassion, you burn out. Without compassion for yourself, you quit. And without compassion, you convince yourself that you're incapable, and that is not true. So consistency isn't doing more. It's about recovering faster, guys. Let me say that again. Consistency isn't about doing more. It's about recovering. It's about getting up. It's about brushing your butt off. Recalibration only works if you stay in the process long enough for it to work, guys. So that's where consistency comes in. Even if you drop, keep going, because guess what? Something's gonna happen for you if you're consistent. So I started this journey, guys, from my book. Oh, okay. I had from my book, guys. I put in my book that I started this journey with 2 suitcases, no money, and a lot of burnouts. I didn't have words. I didn't know what I wanted to do. What I knew, what I now know is resilience isn't about pushing harder, it's about recalibrating. And if you take nothing else from today, guys, take this tool with you. Check, check the truth, build a system that works for you, and give yourself some compassion to evolve. You don't need to become someone new, guys. You don't need to support for who you already are. I'm still building, I'm still learning, and I'm still breaking free. And if I can do it, imperfection, neurodivergence humans, it doesn't matter. So can you. So thank you for allowing me, guys, to walk this walk with you in this journey. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Dr. D. Listen, I love everything that you shared. I know you got frameworks and books and all the things. I want to ask you a question. Why do you think some people who learn differently think that some people take like a victim mentality or woe is me mentality? What's the difference between someone who uses and leverages that as a superpower towards someone who takes it as a victim mentality and they kind of give up? What is that difference between those two people?
Consistency and compassion. The
Mhm.
third tool,
Yeah.
no matter what happens, people need to understand that consistency is everything. you have to just keep pushing, because eventually something is going to happen, because during that consistency you might end up finding something that you didn't know that you didn't do before. It might have just been that little inch that you knew, but to neurodivergence, regardless of, consistency is important, because you're already going to feel that you're inadequate. You're already going to feel that you're less than, and that you're not doing as much as everybody else, because you don't look the same, because your brain doesn't have. That's the reason why I created a resource for myself and for others, for them to understand it doesn't matter what it is or where you are in your life. I don't care how old you are. If it is that you want to do the work and you're consistent with it, there's no way that you can fail. It might take longer, because guess what? I have a few friends from high school that were doctors and lawyers from they were 23 and 24. It took me 10 whole years. You know why? Because I didn't care what anybody said. I had my support, my village, and I kept going, because ADHD, it takes a lot longer for stuff, because you have to figure stuff out first before you can even put it in motion. So that's why I created me as a resource, for them to come to me, so we can help you guys to create something that is good for your brain. Because guess what? I don't see, like, for example, if somebody gives me a paper and they're reading it off, I don't know what it is that you're saying. I need to see it. So I'm just a visual learner. You just have to know how you learn and be consistent, and everything will work itself out.
Wow. Yes, yes. So before you log off, please drop your information in the
I
chat.
sure will.
If you have a lead magnet or a resource, please drop that as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you for tapping in with us. Guys, tonight has been amazing. We will be wrapping up early. I don't foresee us rocking and rolling until 8 p.m. EST, but we have a few more speakers. I will be sharing some insight with you guys towards the end. Before we move to Sabrina, I wanted to just remind you guys that the summit is powered by Healing While Building. We have a summit coming up, uh, a live summit where you get to be in person. And there's a few of you guys who were at our last summit. Think of family reunion, business building, and LaShana fixed my life instead of Iyanla fixed my life. From hot seat coaching to fireside chats to panels to fun with the DJ dancing, it's a whole vibe. So make sure you guys grab your ticket. I'm going to be dropping that in the comments because we have early bird tickets available. Our next amazing speaker tonight is going to be the amazing Sabrina Smart, and she's going to be teaching you how to turn your pain into power. Let me stop share and spotlight her for the one time. You have the mic, dear.
Thank you. Thank you, Coach LaShana. Good evening, powerful women. As Coach said, tonight I will be speaking about pain to power and the recalibration that produces a woman who cannot be broken. Before I say anything else, I need you to hear this. You see, pain was never meant to destroy you. It was sent to develop you. Some of you didn't just experience pain, you endured pressure. It reveals them. Pressure produces diamonds. Excuse me, I'm sorry. My name is Sabrina Smart. I am an empowerment coach, author, domestic violence advocate, and a woman who chose healing over hiding. And today, this is not a motivational moment. Today is a recalibration. If you're here tonight and you've been divorced, betrayed, emotionally abused, silenced, brokenhearted, or stuck in survival mode, I want you to know something. Pain does not mean you failed. Pain just means that you survived. You didn't break. You bent, and bending is how you stay alive. Some of you are carrying wounds no one ever apologized for. You smiled publicly while bleeding privately. You showed up for everyone else while neglecting yourself. And I came to tell you this. What hurt you did not disqualify you. It introduced you to your strength. Recalibration happens when something is off, not when it's broken. And that's how God works. He doesn't discard wounded women. He repositions them. What the enemy meant to end you became the very thing God used to activate you. Pain is not punishment. Pain is positioning. You see, I went through a very painful divorce. I had a narcissistic spouse, and it almost destroyed me. But what I understood, what I learned, that on the other side of that pain was abundance. Everything that I went through, on the other side, it made sense. Everything that I thought I lost, materials, I walked away from a $350,000 home. Um, I took my children, my babies, and we walked away with nothing because my life and their lives meant more to me. So while it looked like I lost everything, God was keeping me and showing me that there was more. What I was afraid to walk away from, I found peace on the other side. I found joy. I learned how to love myself. So many things that I learned about Sabrina. Excuse me. There was a season in my life where I felt trapped, silenced, and diminished. I knew how to function, but I didn't know how to feel. I was surviving, but I wasn't whole. And one day, I realized something that changed everything. If I didn't heal, I would keep bleeding on people who didn't cut me. So I asked God. So I stopped asking God, why did this happen to me? And I started asking, what are you building in me? What is my purpose? That's when my pain stopped being my prison and became my pathway or my gateway. Let me give you the pain to power shift. Calling it not that bad delays your freedom. The moment I named it, it lost its power over me. Healing. Healing is a decision before it's a feeling. It requires faith, boundaries, support, and courage. Let me say this clearly. Healing is not weakness. Healing is warfare. And last but not least, activation. Your healed voice becomes someone else's lifeline. Your story becomes your assignment. What tried to bury you is now assigned to bless others. Let's talk about the power. Power is not revenge. Power is not proving people wrong. Power is not becoming hardened. Power is peace that cannot be shaken, or as some of us say in our worship songs, peace that makes no sense, boundaries that don't require explanation, purpose that outlives pain. Power is waking up and saying, I am no longer surviving seasons. I am commanding them. I want you guys to ask yourself quietly, what am I still carrying that God already healed? Who could I become if I stop letting pain define me? Because hear me, this is not your rebuilding season. This is your rising aligned season. Pain was the classroom, but power is the calling. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are not disqualified. You are recalibrated. And recalibrated women do not return to old versions. They rise, they heal, and they lead. And they turn pain into power. I am Sabrina Smart. Thank you guys so much for allowing me to share today and talk to you about pain to power.
How you gonna drop some bars and try to dip real quick? No. Oh no, baby. That ain't what we doing. I put one of them in the chat. Hold up. Hold up. It made me think of leading while bleeding. You said something about bleeding on other people who didn't harm you. And for our literature people, I don't know if that's a metaphor or an analogy. I'll be getting them mixed up. So somebody go figure it out and put it in the comments. But Sabrina, because we connected online, I've been seeing you over time. Um, it's been a pleasure working with you in different capacities. There was a time when I feel like your throat chakra was closed, right? And I know you can handle this, so I'm gonna share it with you. What opened it?
It's like my life was on pause. And I looked at my children, my three beautiful babies from my marriage, and I said, you know what, we deserve more. So I cannot keep, all of these things inside. What happened to me was not meant to break me, it was meant to make me stronger and to help others heal. So
Mhm.
once I made that shift mentally and I stopped hiding and being afraid to speak up, worried about, because when you're a PK, there's a certain image, and I never wanted to misrepresent my parents. They were preachers and pastors, and I didn't want to talk about those painful things because my life didn't go as planned. But once I started to think about what I had to lose, everything shifted by
Yeah,
not being obedient and not following the calling.
so good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let everybody know where they can connect with you. Just pop that in the comments. Dr. Maeva has been our scriber. She's been dropping, reiterating some amazing things in the chat. Thank you for doing that. That's usually me when I'm attending. I think it's just me. I always want to be busy, and repetition is key. So it's a little self-serving that when I do it, because I need to remember this. But anyway, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Sabrina. We appreciate you. Let me get a couple shares for those who've been tuning in, and it could be about what Sabrina shared. Uh, anyone tonight. What has been a reminder? Earlier, I asked what has been your aha moment, your takeaway. What's the reminder that you've been neglecting, and you got a reminder about it tonight?
I'm enough.
Love that. Amen. Put a 2 in the comments if you can agree that you got a reminder that you are enough, that you're where you're supposed to be, you're not behind. Um, you have everything that you need to become the person that you are in pursuit to become. Put a 2 in the comments if that's you. Love it, love it, love it. Dr. Maeva, what do you have for us?
Healing is a decision before it's a reality.
That's good. That's good. I love that. Yes, yes. All right. So we are going to move to our next speaker. How, I need some feedback from y'all. How do y'all like quick snapshots of speaking versus 20, 30, 40-minute big master classes? What do y'all thought on that? Dr. Marvin said, love it. Tell me why.
You get more bang for your buck in the sense, time is precious and it's our most valuable commodity. And sometimes doing it this way is very engaging, it's captivating the attention. Everyone has been powerful. They come in, they hit it, and then they're out. And I loved it.
They hit it and they out. I love it because I would have worded that a little differently. I love it. She said, I want more from the speakers that way. I love that. Yes, yes. All right. So next we have the amazing Tanya L. White. I'm going to share my screen, and Tanya, you just tell me when you would like for me to hit the next slide. Is this already on? presentation? No, it's not. Hold up, y'all. Boom. Okay. So next we have Tanya. She is teaching you how to recalibrate your life through journaling. I'm going to spotlight you, ma'am, and you have the mic.
Okay, I am Tanya L. White. I am the owner of And Suddenly Life Got Busy LLC, where I create empowering journaling experiences through my signature guided journal, workshops, and speaking engagements. I teach individuals how to use journaling for clarity, confidence, and personal growth, while also sharing my own personal journey to inspire others to pause, reflect, and reset their lives with intention. You can go to the next slide. Okay, so recalibrate. And what does it mean to recalibrate? To me, recalibrating is not starting over, it's just adjusting with intention. It's the pause we give ourselves to breathe, reflect, and realign our lives. We recalibrate when life becomes overwhelming, chaotic, or unclear. My personal recalibration, it started when 2 years ago I lost my home due to an electrical fire. And at that moment, and for several moments thereafter, I felt stuck. Like everything was moving around me, everyone was going on with their lives, and I had to just get myself together. My life suddenly got busy, and I had to regroup. Journaling became my anchor. It was my safe place to sort emotions and to find clarity. Writing helped me to see what I needed to change, what needed to go, what I needed to keep, and the time and heart to just settle into myself and to make a plan. Why journaling is one of the most powerful reset tools. It gives you space to slow down and process what you're feeling. It helps you recognize patterns, habits, and emotional triggers. It reconnects you to your goals and personal values. And it turns chaos into clarity and thoughts into actionable steps. I actually took my journal and I made steps on how to become a homeowner again. I set a budget for myself and I just started living with intentions. Before, it was just living day to day. And when that happened, it kind of forced me to change. So, overall, recalibration begins the moment you put pen to paper and tell the truth about where you are and where you want to go. Okay, you can go to the next slide. How to use journaling to reset, refocus, and rise. So, first, you want to reset, release anything that's heavy. So, you write freely without structure. You let your journal hold the stress, frustration, fears, so you don't have to carry them alone. And ask yourself, what's weighing me down that I need to release? Someone once asked me, how do you journal? What do I need to do? There is no set in stone way that you need to journal. You just make journaling your own and use it for what you need it to be. Refocus, get clear on what matters most. Use your intentional prompts like what I just stated, what is weighing me and what I need to release. You can use something like that. You can focus on your goals, priorities, and areas of life that are needing attention. I used it to set goals for myself, as I stated before, and it really helped because I could see where I was, what progress I had made, and what areas that I may have needed to go in and tweak and change to help me to reach the goal that I wanted to reach. So you can ask yourself, what deserves more of my time and energy? Rise, take small steps forward. You do not have to do it all overnight. I know a lot of people, especially when I was going through my journey, everyone set these expectations for what I needed to do, how quickly I needed it done. And sometimes life just does not happen that way. So you can take your small steps. Your journaling turns your thoughts into actionable plans. Celebrate the small wins. every time that I went back and looked in my journal and saw that I had achieved something, it was just the greatest moment ever for me. And, I used it to track my progress. As I stated before, I could see where I was. And if I needed to change up something, then I could do that. I had the space to do it. Revisit your entries to see how you've grown. Sometimes when you write things down, you don't realize how much growth has happened until you see it. And you can go through and just cross off these things. And then when you get to the end of it, it's just so over powerful. It's a powerful feeling to know, okay, I set this goal and I accomplished it because I took these steps. And run your own race. You don't have to do what people expect. Don't go by other people's expectations. Why did I create and suddenly life got busy? I was going through a trauma of my own, and the tools that I used, I saw how much it helped me, and I thought that, yes, this could help someone else. So created and suddenly life got busy, which is also the title of my journal, to help women navigate seasons of overwhelm with grace, to offer structured prompts, affirmations, and reflection spaces, and to provide a tool for healing, goal setting, and everyday recalibration. So, like I said before, recalibrating is something sometimes that's needed. Sometimes we just need to stop and adjust whatever it is that we're doing and going through, and we can see a better outcome for ourselves. Um, you can go to the next slide. And if anyone has any questions, I know that I talk really fast. So if there's a question, you can come off mute or put it in the comments. And this last slide actually gives you ways to contact me. And I also have a free journaling guide, but I didn't set up my QR code in time. So you can email me and I'll drop the email in the chat. My actual physical copy of the journal is on Amazon if you would like to purchase, but I'm going to put my email address in the chat, and just shoot me an email. Doesn't have to be anything long, and just say free journaling guide and I'll send that out to you.
Perfect. Yeah, and if you can, and I know you will, also drop all of your links in there too.
Okay.
Question, what would you tell someone who has been wanting to create a journal for a long time and they don't know where to start and they think that it's too hard, so they just haven't done it?
I would say just start, because for me, I knew I wanted to do it. I was actually sitting home because I'm a special education teacher. So we had 3 snow days in January last year. And I started and finished my journal in those 3 days. So it doesn't have to be don't overcomplicate things. Whatever you have in mind, just start putting it in on paper, and then it becomes clearer. And then you can say, oh, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to keep, or this is what I want to change. And then it all becomes clear. And then if you're an expert in Canva, you can do it that way before you actually decide whether or not you're going to do Amazon KDP, or if you're going to get a publisher, because that saves a little time. But if you reach out to publishers, make sure that you do your research there.
Okay. If
But
someone
you can
wanted,
get,
do you help people? Do you have a service where you help people bring them to life?
wait a minute, say that again.
Do you have a service where you help people bring their journal to life?
Not yet. That is something that I want to start doing. Right now, I'm just focusing on the workshops, journaling workshops, and speaking engagements.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate you. We have Blessing who is up next. Let me get the slide together because my computer's acting weird. While we're doing this, I want to do something of what I call social hour. It was gonna be like social minutes. If anybody is here and they have a master class coming up, they have an event, virtual or in person, I want you to share your links in the comments. Whatever you have going on, coming up, even if you're not a speaker, but you have a book or you have something coming up, please go ahead and share that in the comments. You never know who you need. You never know who needs you. For example, I just asked Tanya about does she help people bring journals into life, and she's probably been thinking about it, but she haven't. I'm not gonna say pull the plug, but she hasn't really put it into action. Well, maybe after this call, she's going to put it into action because I know a lot of people. They know they can get on camera. They know they can do all the things, but sometimes people just need that hand holding. They need done with you, and I think that. And I know some people do that, but for you to be a teacher as well, teachers got a different kind of brain. Okay. I'd hire you before I hire somebody else because you a teacher. And I know it would look educational if you may. All right. So go ahead, flood the chat. Blessing. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your patience.
Of
I am
course.
going to be sharing my screen and I'm going to navigate your slides for you. Let me, boom, boom. I see the chat chatting it up. And guys, if you're not in our Facebook group community or our school community, please join. We have a good time. We actually have a mind, body, spirit challenge, daily challenge going on right now as we speak. You do not want to miss it. Blessing, you have the spotlight, and she is going to be sharing what is in your hand.
All right. Hello, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you are in the US or maybe even abroad, who knows. My name is Blessing. I'm a CPA, I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm also a podcast host, and I really just do whatever God tells me to do. Whatever it looks like, I just do it. So I'm so glad to be here. I remember seeing somehow a flyer or something from Coach LaShana, and I was like, for some reason, I just knew I wanted to be there. I had never heard about her before, but for some reason it came across my path and I just knew I wanted to be there. And so I'm super glad to be here. So it's also great connecting with you amazing ladies as well. And so like the topic mentioned, what I'm going to be speaking on today is what is in your hand. I'm so passionate about this topic because in the past 1 to 2 years, God has brought so many women, so many people in my path, and I see one big need. And I think the last session we just had actually kind of teed up into this topic to where we have ideas, we have things that we're kind of weighing and we're kind of, wanting to do, or maybe God is dropping an idea in your heart and we can get stuck because we don't know how to do it. We get stuck because what will people say? Or man, I don't have time. But one thing that God has shown me in the recent years is that you have time to do what He has called you to do. And sometimes you may not know how to do it, but if He's giving you the idea, then it's possible to get it done. And so one thing I'm very passionate about is helping people literally take at least one step. If you take one step in the direction of the idea He has given you, that is progress. And so that's what I'm going to talk about today, using a framework that I've been putting together, and I hope it impacts you as well. Okay, so we can go to the next slide. And okay, so what is in your hand? And just like I said, going from idea to launch. So one place in scripture that stands out to me whenever I think about this idea of going from idea to launch is a place in scripture, and sorry, it should be 2 Kings. I wanted to put it here so you can look back at it in your spare time, but 2 Kings chapter 4, verse 1-7. And just to paraphrase it real quick, it's basically a story of a woman in scripture that her husband had just passed, so she's a widow, and her debt collectors are coming after her. And they're like, hey, your husband owed us money. He's gone. We still want our money. Sorry, you're mourning, but we still want our money. And she's like, what am I going to do? And they were like, if you don't pay us our money, we're going to take your sons as slaves. I mean, I'm sure we have mothers in the room, and that's frightening for your children to be gone because of something you didn't do, right? And so she goes to the prophet and tells the prophet, hey, I'm going through this. My husband served you and helped you. Like, what help me here? And the first thing he told her, he said, what do you have in your house? He didn't tell her go get a job. He didn't tell her any external thing. He asked her, what do you have? What's in your house? What's in your hand? What do you have around you that you can use to exchange to take care of this debt, right? And so that's what the topic is here. What is in your hand? And she says, listen, I don't have anything. I only have a little jar of oil. So I have something here in my hand, a little jar of oil. That's all I have. And he says, that's enough. Go borrow many containers from your neighbors, get as much as you can, bring it into the house, and begin to pour into jars, begin to pour and pour and pour. And then that was it. And she said, okay. She followed instructions and she went, collected so many containers and began to pour oil. By some miracle, that little oil she had was able to fill up on so many jars until she had no more jars. And she said, okay, what do I do next? And he told her, go and sell it, because that's resources, that's an asset, that's something that people will exchange, from you. And so go sell it, pay off your debt, and live on the rest. And that's how the scripture ends. So when I read that story, I see a framework on how you, or if you're listening virtually or listening to the replay, that's a framework on how you can take your idea, no matter how little it is, take your idea and go from idea to launch. Okay. So now we're going to look at the next slide and how you can make this actionable in your life. So just an idea framework. So the first step for you to do is to identify, once again, what is in your hand. I think in life, and we've shared some incredible personal stories today, we go through so much in our lives that we almost think is not a big deal. Like, oh yeah, I've been in corporate for 20 years. Yeah. 20 years, that is like gold. You have so much that you can translate to other people, someone up and coming in their career, someone that's navigating, a hard situation. That's golden, right? So what have you experienced as a wife, as a mother in your teenage years? What have you experienced that can be a blessing to other people? You have to identify it. Another thing I think is important is that what is something people always compliment you on? All your life, there's something that has been a common thread. Recently, I realized in my life that there was something that was a common thread. I was like, it's not even a popular common thread, but I'm going to bank on it. I'm going to lean on it. It's almost like if I can't do anything else, I know I have this, and I'm going to bank on the fact that I can do this, right? So in your life, I think it's very important to take an inventory of your life, take an audit of your life. It may not look nice like somebody else's, right? What you can do may not be what is popular, but it's how God has wired you, and it's your version of your little jar of oil. So don't downplay that little jar of oil. That little jar of oil can yield dividends for the rest of your life if you don't downplay it, right? So first, identify what's in your hand, right? Within that, identify, another thing I like to say is, what is something that brings you joy? What is something that, listen, you would do it if no one even paid you for it? That's a clue. That's all clues to how you are wired. Okay. The next point is discern. I love this because when you begin to identify what you can do, there's so many pathways. You can write a book. You can write a movie. You can create a journal. You can go on TV. You can create a podcast. You can start a business. You can start a nonprofit. Like, there's so many things you can do, but we don't have infinite time, right? We have things to do. We have so many things going on. So it's important to discern as women of God, what is God calling me to do? What is priority right now? Like what do I have capacity for right now? Like what is tugging at my heart? What is that thing that I'm trying to push out of my heart, but it's not going away. It still keeps coming back. That's a clue into what God is wanting you to focus on right now, right? There's some people, God has told you to do something and you haven't done it yet, and you keep seeing other people launch it. And you're like, man, that's supposed to be me. That's a clue as to what God is wanting you to focus on right now. So discerning, not just taking off and doing what you think is good or what somebody else is doing, but discerning what the Lord is tugging at your heart to do right now. The next thing I think is a very important step. The next one is E for evaluate. This step is so important. I think this is where people either skip or they get stuck, because when you're evaluating, it's saying, okay, this is what I want to do. This is what my skills and things like that. This is what God is calling me to do. In evaluation, you begin to say, what are the practical steps I need to take, right? So in the case of the woman in story, the prophet told her, go borrow jars of oil, jars. So that was the practical thing. She needed to go borrow jars in order for that miracle to initiate. So in your case, if God says start a business, you need to register an LLC, a S corp, a C corp? Like, what is the practical thing? Your nonprofit? Who do you need to partner with? Who in this room, for example, is a key piece of what God is calling you to do? Right? That is the practical step. And unfortunately, people get stuck here because maybe it feels overwhelming. But no, when you get clarity here, when you are able to nail down what you need to do, then you can figure out, okay, how can I do it? And take just even one step will take you far along than saying, I don't know how to do it. I'm afraid, I don't have the money. No. If you take action, you'll be amazed at the resources that will find you when you take action. Okay. And after this, evaluation, doing the hard thing, doing the practical thing. The next is to take action. Take bold action, knowing that God has put this idea in your heart. Basically, this is where you get it done. You show up boldly, you turn on your webcam and do what God is calling you to do. You register your business, you host an event like Dr. LaShana, Coach LaShana is doing right now, right? That is you taking action. Whether it's perfect or imperfect, you are obedient. And one thing I've seen in my life, especially this year, is that you have no idea what can happen in your life when you're obedient. You have no idea the ripple effect that will come from your obedience and from just taking action on what you have been called to do. So that's the little framework that I have for you here. So first, identify, discern, evaluate, and take action. And you'd be amazed at that little idea. That little idea could make you retire from your job. Like, listen, you have no idea. You just have no idea. That little idea could change your family forever, but you have to at least take action and trust that the rest will come to play. Final slide here, just a little bit about me. If you wanted to connect further, like I mentioned, I'm a podcast host. God instructed me to start a podcast in 2023. I'm like, who, where, how? But once I did it, I can't even tell you the incredible things that have come from me doing that. And so I have a podcast and faith community. So I would love to connect with you there at Wealthy Daughters Podcast. And I have a community and so many other things that happen in that space as well. On the flip side of that, I'm actually also a CPA. And so I help individuals and business owners put that strategy and that actual practical piece into the idea, the business, and different things that God has given them as well. So if you have questions around tax, accounting, things like that, I'll be happy to connect with you and help you do it or point you at least in the right direction. Thank you again for your time. So great to meet you all, and God bless you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Blessing. So you learned about me and the event on social media?
Yeah, I wanted to say it was Instagram. I forget what it was, but I know I DM'd you instantly, and I think it was Threads.
Threads.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, I just wanted to mention that, guys. I live on Instagram. That's like my home. That's how I literally was able to build my business, leave corporate. But I also realized that Instagram is not the only medium in the world. So I've been leaning in on Threads, and Threads is really cool. But also, if you are a writer, Substack, Substack is good. Of course, LinkedIn. And I just want to say thank you, Blessing, for sharing your expertise here because I'm a frameworks girl. Like that helps people to literally kind of clear out the clutter and just be focused. And I also believe that if you lean in on your superpower, you literally can build wealth. You can hit your money milestones and you can make a decision, do I really want to be at this 9 to 5 or not? Because I actually did that. So you're spot on, but I also love that your entryway, because I'm just gonna call a thing, of informing us that you are a CPA, because I'll be honest with you, most entrepreneurs do not have their financial acumen, documentation, or reporting in alignment. I literally just got one and I'm working on it, and they keep asking me for all these things, and I'm like, I ain't got time for it, but I know I need to. And I've been in business for over 7 or 8 years. So for anybody on here, and mind you, I can't give you a true referral, but definitely if she has like a complimentary call or whatever, take her up on it if you don't have anybody yet, because don't wait till it's too late to where you're owing a large amount of taxes and you have to go back and recoup what you thought you had because you did not do your correct financial tracking. Have I said any lies?
No lies at all. No lies detected.
No lies told. So we'll definitely chat offline. I would love to learn more about you, learn your vibe of how you do what you do, because there's more than likely I have lots of referrals. I just kind of like to get to know you before I start saying, hey, go to Blessing, go to Blessing, go to Blessing, even though I just did it without doing
Yeah.
it. Before I let you go, what made you lean into, so you're a CPA and then also I would take it you're like a clarity coach or something like that?
Yeah, great question. So I've been involved in ministry for many years. So
Mm-hmm.
I've always known that I wanted to be in business, but also knew I had a strong call in ministry. My parents started a church here in DFW. So I've always had that dual side of me. And so, but when I started the podcast, like things literally began to unfold. And I knew God was also calling me into coaching and helping people like not make things complicated, just make
Yeah.
things clear for people. And so that's something I'm leaning into more. But it didn't start that way. It started with me just putting together everything God has taught me. Literally, what God told me was like, Blessing, I want you to use your voice. I want you to tell stories. I want you to tell people what I've done for you. And I knew I couldn't just keep it within my circle of influence. It needed to go beyond me.
Yeah.
So that's how it's involved. Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, the first thing I thought about was clarity from what you just shared. And believe it or not, I started off as clarity and confidence coaching and then seen my gifts and refined it to what I'm doing now. So just know this is like the not even this is like just a peak in the impact and the brilliance that you're going to continue to bring. But thank you for finding me. Thank you for entrusting me with your time, energy, and resources. And let's stay connected.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye.
Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. What's in your hand? A whole lot. Let me check out the comments real quick before we bring on our next speaker. Dr. Maiva said, I want to connect with Blessing. I need someone to help me with my books. I would love to discuss being a guest in your podcast. Yes, me too. I'm going to have to talk to you about your podcast too. I love it. Let's go. Blessing, you got like several people that want to be on your podcast, dear. Make sure you check out the
Sure. I'm
comments.
going to save the information. Yes, I will save it right now.
Totally. Okay, so look, somebody is dressed to the nines. They got their lipstick on. Do not play with Miss Noreen. She did not come to play with y'all. Okay, sorry, y'all. I had to just get this out. Okay. Okay, because I be seeing my girl all the time. I said, baby, you beautiful with your ball cap, with your head capping on. But today she said, I'm not playing with y'all. Okay, y'all know how to be goofy at some point tonight. All right. So while I'm getting my screen ready for the one time, this is what I actually would like to do. Let me know if y'all could hear this. Estimate the things that I will do. Y'all hear that? Starting in my Okay, I'm gonna give y'all a 3-minute intermission to use the bathroom, do what y'all need to do. Then we're gonna come back with Miss Noreen, and also I'm gonna wrap up with a quick chat about healing while building and what that means for you in this season and the next season. Chill out with this music for a couple minutes, and we'll be right back. Teaching a fever, passion is bringing me out the dark. The scars of your love remind me of us. They keep me thinking that we almost had it all. The scars of your love, they leave me breathless. I can't help feeling we could have Baby, I have no story to be told, but having everyone on you, and I'm gonna make your head burn. Think of me in the depths of your despair. Making home down there is mine, sure won't be shared. The stars of your love remind me of us. They keep me thinking that we almost had it all. The stars of your love, they leave me breathless. I can't help feeling we could have had it.
your through every open door. Count your blessings to find what you look for. Turn my sorrow into treasure gold. Maybe back in kind and reap just what you sow. We could have had it all. We could have had it all. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We could have had it.
Hello, hello, hello. We are back in 1 minute. Please come back to your computers. Super, super, super excited for this next speaker. Tonight has been such a blessing. I am so grateful that you guys are tuning in on this beautiful Sunday. You could be anywhere, and you said, you know what? I'm going to be on Zoom for the Healing While Building Recalibrate Her Summit. When Miss Noreen has her camera on, we will continue. And in the meantime, did anybody meet anyone that they're excited to connect with? Maybe you knew them, but you didn't know them, or maybe you never even heard of them, and now you're going down a rabbit hole to see who they are and on their website and they're on their links and all the things. Anybody? Let me get two shares. Did anybody meet anybody exciting that you're excited about? Dr. Maeva.
I think everybody has been amazing. The ones that I met before and that I just met, but right now, I'm going to speak on Blessing because her being a CPA, and I know that I'm going places in my business in 2026, and I already know that I need to align things differently before the new year. So that's one thing. I just want to say it's amazing to me how we are aligned and connected as Christian women and daughters of the King. Like everyone on here has referenced their faith and everything. So I'm excited about that, and I'd love to be on the podcast.
Yes, yes. Let me get one more share. Who met somebody cool they want to shout out?
Can I go? Yes, Blessing, your message was so powerful. And you're right, Dr. Maeva, because of course we didn't all like get together and talk about what we're going to talk about, but it seems so in alignment. And so definitely I want to follow up with Blessing. And Dr. Rhonda, your message was so powerful. I mean, I got chills. And because I'll be working with a lot of teen girls that have gone through certain journeys, I think you would be so powerful to partner with. So I'll be following up with you too.
Yes. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I know there's more. I know there's more. Um, so excited for everybody. All right. So we are going to hear now from the one and only Miss Noreen. She is going to be talking about Stuck is Not Your Story, from broken to breakthrough. I am spotlighting you for everyone, and you have the mic.
Good evening, good night, good day, depending on where you are chiming in from. First of all, thank you, LaShana, for this opportunity. It's an honor and a privilege to be here among greatness, the great women. And what a great time to be ending the year with Recalibrate Her virtual summit. It's a wonderful time to be ending the year with this. So I'm Noreen N. Henry, your master Victorious Living strategist, the founder of Victorious Living Culture, where we liberate women that are stuck. I have a question for you. Have you been stuck and going around the same mountain and expecting something different? If that's you, put a 5 in the chat. There's a quote that says, insanity is doing the same things over and over and expecting different results. Well, that was me. I was going around the same mountain for years, expecting different results without doing anything different. And so you're looking at two women, one that was stuck, one that was so broken. And the other one is the overcomer, the one that who chose to rise above her circumstances and overcome them to break through. At that time, many years ago, I wasn't aware that I was stuck. I wasn't aware that I was broken. And so it was due to being in a relationship that brought me to a low, being, abused, and I ended up losing myself. That's why I forgot the name. The story resonated with me so much. So after being in a functioning dysfunctional relationship and going through a terrible divorce, I began working on changing myself. But that's not where it started. It started at my birth, where words were said to me that it charted the course of my life. The words were not meant, they were just words that were said. And the words that were said to me at my birth were, "What an ugly thing this is." So when I was a teenager, I thought that guys wouldn't like me because I thought I was ugly. And I ended up meeting a guy, being in a relationship that reinforced that. Going back to the words, they didn't realize that our words are extremely important. So as I began to learn about myself, I first bought a book called Healing the Brokenhearted. And that was me strategizing my way through to breakthrough. And I didn't know that that's what I was doing at that time. And you say, when you mature and you say, you get old, I don't like to use the word older. I like to use the word mature. So you look back and say, if you had the knowledge you have now, you would do things differently. But if you didn't go through what you went through, you wouldn't be where you are now. Like I wouldn't be standing here now speaking to you with what I've gained over the years. And so I'm going to talk about three things. One is breakthrough begins with analyzing your life. Number two, breakthrough is a choice. And number three, gain the right tools. Through my experiences and specialized training, I now have books and programs to help you become unstuck and move to breakthrough. So I will be giving you some great value and insights, and I'll share more information with you later. So as I said, I ended up being in an emotionally abusive relationship. I was told terrible things, I was called terrible names, and I was persecuted, rejected, abandoned, and it was all by the former spouse. I don't say the name anymore. I was so broken. I was stuck going around the same mountain because I didn't know to do something different. I actually thought I was doing the right thing by staying in the relationship and trying to make it work. So with all those things that were happening to me, I overcame them by boldly taking charge of my life. I want you to repeat after me. There is hope for breakthrough. There is hope for breakthrough. So point number one is breakthrough begins with analyzing your life. Ask yourself, sorry, what does being free mean to you? Like really think about that. My upcoming book, Boldly Take Charge of Your Life, 10 Steps to Break Free and Create the Life You Desire, will answer that question. The definition of breakthrough is an act or instance of moving through or beyond an obstacle. So breakthrough for me is using the tools that I teach to help you go through your circumstances to break through. Because when we don't know, we can't do anything different. So this is why we have to analyze our lives. And that's the first step in getting through to breakthrough, working through the circumstances to breakthrough, because it doesn't just happen. You have to do something different. I created an acronym and it's called Victory. It's being courageous towards orchestrating and organizing the reviewing of your life to change it. And that's what we are to do for breakthrough. We are to orchestrate and organize the reviewing of our life to change it. When the former spouse abandoned myself and my children, I began working on my internal self much more. As I just mentioned, I had bought the book, Healing the Brokenhearted, and then I also bought an emotional healing package. And that was me analyzing and strategizing my way through to breakthrough. I didn't know that that's what I was doing at the time. I was just led to do that back then. So in time, my life turned around so much so that I'm now an author of 25 books. I'm a coach, speaker, trainer, and also an ordained minister. I could have stayed downtrodden, and I chose to rise above the circumstances. I chose to conquer. I chose to win. I chose to be a champion. I chose to flourish. And so that leads me to the next point. Is a choice. It's a choice that you have to make individually. Definition of choice is an act of selecting or making a decision. It is a choice that you, Dr. Maeva, Terry Lee Thompson, LaShana, Blessing, Tanya L., Dr. Rhonda, all have to make individually. And each of you watching on the live or on the replay, it's your choice. No one can make that choice for you. So even though life is full of ups and downs, we can still boldly take charge of it. And so even with the ups and downs, we're to continue moving forward and fight life through. I can testify to that because of the many adversities that I've been through. I've come through on the other side of it because I chose to. I had developed emotional eating many years ago. And when I was doing it, I didn't know there was a name for it. So when I discovered that, I bought books, I had hired coaches and learned about emotional eating because I was doing it because I was unhappy, and I didn't even know I was doing it because I was unhappy. So I even wrote that story, right? I even wrote that story. So with that, I strategized my way through. And that's what we have to do with whatever obstacle, whatever we're stuck in, we have to strategize our way through. So that's how I got through it. And so I'm no longer an emotional eater. There is always hope to break through in life circumstances. And there's just always hope. So repeat after me, there is always hope to break through. There is always hope to break through. So now to point 3. Gain the right tools. So you evaluate, you strategize, and you take steps to overcome in your circumstances. And for myself, I help others to do so now. There's that, what did they say? Your mess becomes your message. How many of you are here to learn about broken to breakthrough? Put 5 in the chat and really think about it. There are 3 foundational keys to have breakthrough. First, you have to be aware. If you're not aware, how can you do anything different? So that's where analyzing your life comes in. You have to analyze your life. And point 2 to that is gain the right knowledge. And I say gain the right knowledge because there's so much knowledge out there, but it's not all right. And 3 is unlearn and relearn. For years, I've been unlearning and relearning because, you know, when we're born, we get our knowledge from what we're around, right? Our parents, school, friends, TV, everything, right? And then until we start learning ourselves and realizing, wait a minute, this is not right. This is not helping me in life. So we have to unlearn and relearn. And even though I've been doing it for so many years, I'm still unlearning and relearning because it's levels, right? There's levels to it. So when people tell me their stories, I will raise my hand and say, I can help. A fact about breakthrough is that it often involves stepping outside of your comfort zone and taking risks. So a couple of points about breakthrough is it requires courage. It's facing fears and taking action. Because when you think about it, a lot of time people stay stuck is because of fear. So they won't take action. and embracing new experiences, trying new things, right? That's how we get through to breakthrough. So repeat after me. There is always hope for breakthrough. There's a quote that I love. It says, "It is not death that a man should fear, but fear never beginning to live." Really think about that. To have breakthrough, it takes work. It's a conscious effort, and you have to want it. Seriously want it, because not everybody does. Some people are okay staying stuck, staying in the circumstances, and continuing to go around the same mountains. So are you willing to do the work that's needed to live a victorious life continually? If that's you, put me in the chat. We have to start living boldly every day now. My breakthrough came so much so that I created Victorious Living Culture, helping women liberate women so that they create the lives that they desire. I didn't know what I was doing when I started it. I just stepped out and did as I was led to do. Like I said before, my mess became my message. What woman are you? Think about it. What woman do you want to be? Remember, there is always hope. To conclude, no matter what we're facing, we can still boldly take charge of our lives to break through. We have to be aware, gain the right knowledge, and unlearn and relearn. Doing these three things is the beginning of breakthrough. And like I said, it does take work. It's a process. So thank you for taking the time to listen to my talk from Stuck is Not Your Story, from broken to breakthrough. Now you go and live boldly, remembering that there is always hope. I am Noreen N. Henry, your master victorious living strategist.
Amen. Give it up, give it up, give it up. I just love seeing you blossom over time. I think that you really inspire me because, do you mind me asking your age? How old are you, Miss Noreen?
As the world says, 61.
61, okay. Close to my mom's age, and what you are doing, getting up every day, going after your dreams with the kids, with the grandkids, with the resiliency, with the healing through XYZ. I just hope that you are basking in your breakthrough. Because every day when you say, I'm going to do this again, that's breakthrough and that's something to be celebrated. And not because of your age, but just because of your tenure of all of the legacy building and the things you've seen and all the things on your plate. Like, that's a big deal. Have you just really sat and gave yourself your flowers lately? Say that. I ain't hear nothing. What you say?
No.
Okay. Well, thank you for your honesty. And that's your homework. Whatever giving your flowers, whatever that means, right? Whatever that means to you, to where you can give yourself your own flowers. And when you get them from other people, that's just extra. That's your homework. And I ain't gave nobody no homework tonight, but you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Uh, I just want to check in with everybody before we wrap up tonight. And I just want to tell every single person, whether you're here live or on the replay, whether you are on viewing from YouTube or wherever you got the link, this time right now in the world is your time. There's never been a better time. With entrepreneurship and all of the things, there's never been a better time for you to stand full, 10 toes down, as a young kid say, deep in your servitude. I created Healing While Building because I realized that's what all of my clients were doing. That's what I was doing. But the catalyst that really made me create Healing While Building, guys, I went to a conference and there was this program that I was going to join. And you know, the person on stage or multimillionaire. And I seen her leading while bleeding on stage. You guys know what I mean when I say leading while bleeding? Do y'all understand what I mean? She had made it, got the clients, got the business, the money's coming in, has the look. But she started to go into some unresolved childhood trauma stuff while at her big event, to where it was a borderline tantrum projecting. And I said, okay, we're all healing while building. And I want to make sure that we have the tools to where we can cope in a healthy manner and do it in tandem versus either A, feel like we can't do it because we're not healed yet, or we're not fixed yet, or we're not ready yet, or we try to build and we're not in pursuit of healing to where it's a hot mess. And it could do more damage than help because we're not conscientious. And when someone's not aware of what they're doing, it can be very, very detrimental. And that's literally how I zoned in on my superpower of being a business therapist, a mindset coach. And when you work with me, you kind of get the best of both worlds. No, we're not doing therapy because most of my clients have therapists, but I'm very well versed to I can help you get to the root, refer you to a therapist, and hold you accountable when you are wavering and backsliding, right? And we get to create a fun, loving, fruitful business that you love and not be so fixated on getting rich and making money, because I want the money to be sustainable but also enjoyable. 1,000 people can hit you up today and say, hey, I want to work with you. But if you're not doing the thing that you truly want to do and you're only doing it to make a buck, it's not going to be sustainable. You're going to end up quitting it. You're going to end up not providing effective support, or you're going to end up literally resenting it and going through the motions and leading while bleeding, what I shared earlier. And so healing while building is literally giving you permission to do it scared, do it ugly, do it in community, and do it at your own pace. Someone recently asked me, well, if you're healing while building, when are you ever whole? And I thought about it, and this is my opinion on being whole. I don't believe in finite. I don't believe that we'll ever be whole. You want to know why? When we're whole and things are going good, you got the family, you got the picket fence, you got the cute little dog, the money's coming in, life is going to steal life. It might be your parent, it might be your significant other, it might be your supervisor, it might be your business. Life is going to life. It's inevitable for things to happen. So here we are back on our healing journey. So it's never going to stop. It's continuous. It's a working document. So when are we ever whole? I don't believe we're ever whole. And maybe that's the work that I got to do with somebody. And it's not a negative, because if I say, oh, I'm healed, I'm whole. Okay. Does that mean that life's not going to continue and I might start struggling in another area? That's okay. That's where the work comes in. That's where you pull on the tools that you have. That's when you go and you ask for help. But the key is having a toolkit and a community already in pocket, so you don't have to go searching and get on a wait list when the crisis arises. You're talking to someone who literally is going through, I'm not going to call it a crisis, but I'll say a sensitive family situation, right? Doing the thing that I've been trained on, that I've been in school for. Now I'm on the other side of the table, and that's okay because we're never whole. Now, a couple months from now, a year from now, I might come back and say, y'all, I lied. We can't get whole. Here's the recipe. But as of today, on December 14th, I like working documents. When I think of finite, I think of pressure. I think of an end result, and I like fluidity. I like color, because then you have flexibility to y'all see how I'm kind of rocking? I'm ebbing and I'm flowing. I'm not sitting still. Who said that we got to just sit like this and be peachy keen and be perfect? That's the issue. That was a mic drop. Anyway, so I just want to share this with you guys. I appreciate you guys. Healing while building is literally a journey. It's a working document. It is a rainbow of color. It's not black and white. It's not gray. It is literally the journey that you create for yourself. And the beauty of it is you get to share it with others unapologetically, without shame, without a mask. The reason why I put a lot of humor in my content, a lot of, yeah, I got on a freaking pink shirt and a turquoise background, all the things. I do that for a reason. I do that so people can let their guards down. So I want to ask you a question before we end with prayer. And I'm going to ask the amazing Dr. Maeva to end us with prayer. I opened up with prayer. I'm going to ask her to end us with prayer. I want to ask you really quick. Y'all, everybody come close to the screen. Come close. Come close. Let me put my head up here. I see my little wig. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so that was funny. What are you doing to set yourself apart to make people feel comfortable and in alignment to connect with you and what you're building? It cannot be cookie cutter. It can't be like Dr. This, like LaShana this, like no, we need to know what's special about Dr. Maeva, what's special about Dr. Rhonda. Why do I want to rock with Miss Terry? Why is Blessing the number one person I need to get with? Why should I go to Noreen? That is your homework to figure out what your secret sauce is. Because if you feel like you already know it, no, you don't. You want to know why? It gets thicker and it gets more seasoned every single day because we're growing every single day. My secret sauce last month is not my secret sauce now. It was diluted then. It's more refined, it's more seasoned now because every day I am committing to do the work. Drop a 2 in the comments if you guys understand what I'm saying. I just want to see if y'all tracking. Let me know. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So that's your homework. What's your secret sauce? And maybe your answer is I don't know yet, but I'm destined to find it out. The number one resource is ChatGPT. Let me give y'all a quick prompt. I'm about to make it up real quick, okay? And let me type it because I know y'all gonna say, what was it again? I want to type it where I'm saying it. After everything that you know about me, what is my unfair advantage and secret sauce? Please explain in detail why so I can, and I want you to fill in the XYZ. Your so I can might be so I can attract more leads, so I can create a signature offer, so I can write my next book. The so I can, you're going to have to fill it in. I can't give you everything, but I will give you the starter and the prompt so you can use AI. It's going to literally pull out everything that you've been feeding it, and it's going to give you their inclination of what your secret sauce is. And most times you're going to be like, dang, I've been thinking about that. Oh man, I knew I should have did that. Let's stop waiting for confirmation and validation. Let's start doing and being open to it not being perfect. Oh, I hate my lazy eye. I hate my gap. I hate the way my voice sounds. Oh, I don't have my hair done. Y'all, don't nobody care about none of that. They want to know what's in it for me. If y'all look at stuff that goes viral and all the things, it's somebody with a bonnet on in a car or at a corner store or outside when and their phone isn't even clean, so it's not even a clear screen. But we waiting on till we get a photo shoot when there's AI for that now. You ain't even need no photo shoot. All right. So before I pass it to Dr. Maeva to wrap us up with prayer, and I also see your hand is raised, I want to remind you guys of something, and I'm gonna read the comments because I know y'all was up in the comments. We have a social share prize, and I'm gonna do 2. All you got to do is share on a video what your biggest, oh no, share how the summit impacted you, whatever you want to share. Pop it in your stories, tag me, tag Healing While Building. also send me the video because I'm gonna be using that later on. And I'm going to do a raffle, 2 people to get a mindset toolkit. It's a lot of stuff, but the biggest thing is you get a one-on-one breakthrough call with me. Whether you're a current client or not, you can use that later on. And if you're not a current client, of course you want to go ahead and do it. But if you already have sessions with me, no big deal. We're going to just tag that on to later on so you can utilize it. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. So y'all, we are almost near our Recalibrate Her Summit. So excited. Dr. Maeve, I see your hand is raised. What's up, love?
All right. Thank you. First of all, I want to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This was such a blessing. I feel recalibrated, recharged, refreshed, any other reword that's positive you could think of. But I wanted to, if you don't mind me saying a few things to the audience.
Go ahead.
I just want you to know that what you saw tonight is what you get with LaShana West. I I became a client of hers this summer, and the very first day that we spoke, first of all, I had my money allocated to go somewhere else. But the first conversation I had with her, I felt the Lord dealing with me. And I knew that I was to work with her. I needed clarity, and I didn't know at the time in what capacity or how soon, but I knew it was to be. And I'm saying this to you ladies. I don't know who's going to be watching the replay, but we all have our own personal relationship with God because we acknowledged it here. When you're in tune and you allow Him to direct you, then things are only going to fall into place the way that they're designed to be. And I want to say thank you for showing up and obeying God's voice to do what you do and to be there because fortunately I was introduced to Taria, who introduced me or how I got to you. So it's all through connection, it's all through intervention, and God orchestrates things. But I just wanted to say thank you. I appreciate you. Um, and what everyone saw tonight is just with who you are and what you do. And I just wanted to say that for the world.
Oh, thank you so much, Dr. Maeva.
Mhm.
I appreciate you as well. And I know you're aware of some personal stuff going on. So I know you're probably like, how in the freak is she still holding up?
Well, I
And
actually do know. It's
right,
God.
right. It's God. And you are a prayer warrior. You have prayed for me several times to where, y'all, Dr. Maeva had me weeping, crying. And basically what she did was help me to remove a plug that was plugging up some emotional release. I'm literally making this up on the top of my head because I don't cry. Like, I'm this strong girl, grew up in a single parent home. I'm a single mom myself. My daughter can't even say she's seen me cry on one hand. And just by her providing space for me and praying for me, I was able to release. And it ain't done, like phase one. And so I just want to thank you for being obedient into your gifts because I told you you need to be working with. Anyways, I ain't trying to go on a tangent. So thank you. I appreciate you. I'm still holding up because God said I ain't finished with you yet. Before you do your prayer for us, Dr. Mayev, I want to make sure that everybody is complete. Does anybody else have anything that they want to get off their hearts into the universe? I don't want you to hold it. I don't want you to click end and then you're like, man, I wish I would have raised my hand and said that. I don't want that to be you. Okay. So who am I talking to? Because I know I'm talking to one or two of y'all. Who is it? Okay, Miss Noreen, to start. What you got for us, boo?
When you was talking about, I forgot who you was saying it to, the throat chakra, right?
Sabrina.
Because it was recently that I realized that I didn't have a voice. Because I'm doing a book study called The Artist's Way. I don't know if you've heard of that. It's a deep study. That's where it came out. So it was from I was a teenager. I couldn't do what I wanted to do. So there was a lot of different things came up. I said, well, these things were chosen for me. So that came up to me when you was talking about
Wow.
the throat chakra being closed.
Thank you for sharing that. The crazy thing is, like I tell you, everything is content. This reel is almost at 500,000. It's at 400 and something thousand. It was just me capturing I bought a hot pink coat for my daughter. She didn't want it. She wanted a burgundy one. And most parents would have probably either got mad and said you're ungrateful, but I flipped it, got her the burgundy, and realized I'm the one that wanted the pink. And so many times we are doing inner child healing in our kids, through our kids, and that's literally not their cross to carry. We're projecting what we didn't have. Oh, I want to make sure that they don't got to work at 13. I want to make sure that they get da, 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 da. We do all the things, and that still does not fix the problem because that's not the problem. The problem is healing yourself so they can be free, which is the new brand, Heal You, Free Them. I'm saying this because what you just said about giving kids choices, it resonated with the world. And that's like the most viral thing I've ever done. And I wasn't even doing no coaching. It was just me being a parent, listening to my daughter, and I shared it. And now it's building a whole nother brand with me and her. And the only reason why I'm saying this, guys, it's not like I want to monetize everything, but I know that we need to do more of that work and put it into the atmosphere. So why not get compensated for our gifts? And now she's excited about working on the ebook. She's talking about, are we going co-working today? I'm like, so it's even opened up where at first she despised entrepreneurship, and now we're sitting working on things together, which is relationship building, which is generational wealth building, and it's her not having an idle mind doing other things that a 23-year-old could be doing. So what you just shared is a big deal. I'm gonna drop the link so y'all can check it out if you haven't already. But guys, I'm in awe about all of the freaking comments. Thousands, thousands, thousands. Some people said, I'm not even a parent, and I got inner child healing by watching this, just seeing the dynamic. So thank you, Noreen, for sharing that. That's why I like shares, because it goes into another learning opportunity. Sabrina, I see that you ain't raised your hand, but I know you want to share. What you got, boo?
Yes, Coach. I just wanted to say that if it's anybody if it's anybody on the internet that has shown me and taught me that this is possible, I can be a coach, I can run a business, I can be successful, I can be a mom. It is you. And I heard you talk about some of the things that you're experiencing, but I just feel like sometimes when we're getting ready to break into a new level, that is the warfare that is attached with it. So I just wanted to say thank you for being you. Thank you for seeing me when I didn't feel seen. I'm not gonna cry, I promise. But I absolutely love what it is you do for women and the fact that you're not afraid to heal out loud. So thank you so much for inspiring me and helping me to change my life.
Aw, thank you for saying yes to your gifts, because I can be obedient, but it takes another party to be in alignment and surrender. We all got to surrender. It's a domino of surrenderance, right? When I say yes and I put myself out there and someone else like, "Ooh, yeah," and we all say yes, that's how we all build. So I will say I will accept my flowers, but my flowers could be my flowers if I didn't have anyone to water them. Oh, Father God, Jesus Christ. All right, y'all. I'm speaking bars now, you know what I'm saying? So thank you, Sabrina. I'm super excited for you. Yeah, we can go on and on and on. Anybody else want to share? And this is not the praise of LaShana, but I will take it. But that ain't what I'm trying to get y'all to do. But I will take it. Who next?
Well, I'll be quick. This exceeded my expectations because, when you're invited to speak, you think, okay, let me come and speak. I felt like, oh my gosh, I learned so much. I captured so much. I just feel like I'm ready to soar even higher.
You are.
And it just exceeded my what I thought. I mean, and I thought it was gonna be great anyway. Why? Because it's you, it's LaShana, right? So it's gonna be top of the line anyway. But to be here, it's like, wow, I want to hear more. Who's next? Yeah, who's next?
Good. Thank you
Awesome.
so much, Terry, for sharing that. We got some work that we're doing, and I heard you say, I feel, and I want you, we're not feeling, you claim it. I am ready. I am soaring. We are claiming it. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm super excited for you as well. Dr. Bertha, I seen you was off mute. Was you trying to talk or no?
I'm sorry, my husband is on the phone in the background. I wanted to commend Dr. Rhonda um, for being so vulnerable. You and I have the same stories, so we need to connect, and that's why I wrote the book Love Like You Never Been Hurt. So yeah, so reach out to me so we could collaborate. That was awesome. And we all have a story. Nobody never know what we've gone through because we don't look like what we've been through.
Mm,
And you would never know about you or me. But life is life. And that forgiveness is what you got to do. So I
mm.
really like that. And reach out.
Thank you, Dr. Bertha. We appreciate that. And that's another thing. Like a lot of us are connected in different communities, but there's a lot that we still don't know about each other. So I appreciate those who are in BPC who continue to plug in and continue to just stay close. And then as you guys are doing that, you're learning more about each other who you've been connected to probably before you even knew me. And I'm just grateful that that's happening because um I just got the book that says no one is self-made. And it's the truth. Like, no one is self made. We need each other, whether it's the energy, whether it's communication, whether it's a referral, whether it's client, whether it's switch swap, whatever it is, we need each other. If I were to do this all by myself, I wouldn't be here. I would still be in corporate. And just shameless plug, nothing's wrong with being in corporate. I'm thinking about going back in my own way, in my own capacity, how I want to do it, right? Because I also feel like there's this thing, oh, I want to leave my job, I want to be a business owner. That's cool, but just know you're going to be working more, you're going to have less time with family. And if you really do the time that you did, you might even be making less, just saying. So when you do it, just be conscientious and be mission driven versus money driven because the money is going to come. Money is energy, it's inevitable. I want to live the life that I crave without sacrificing myself in the process. That'll be a whole nother conversation. But I was able to find a contract role that I love that doesn't have me on a time schedule, that I get to do what I love to do, and they pay me well. And that's just like I'm not gonna say it's like it's a part of my income and it is in corporate, but I'm a contractor, so I have more autonomy about what I'm doing. There's several ways to skin a cat. And believe it or not, guys, in February I hit 3 years. This is not even anything public that I talk about, but I'm an employee wellness coach at a hospital. I'm doing exactly what I do with my clients, but I'm doing it with staff who have different problems, but my skill set does not change. So, in this, I don't know how this came up, but I'm gonna share it. How can you fly in your superpower, do what you love to do, be compensated, but maybe your target market is not the target market that you've been going after? And maybe it's a contract or it is in a corporate arena. That is possible. I don't even know how this speared into this statement, but I'm glad that it did because it was for somebody on here. Okay? All right. Anything else before we get a magnificent prayer up out of here? Y'all good? I'm okay with silence. So I'm gonna wait a minute. That's another thing. We be trying to rush because we don't like silence. We ain't got to rush. Don't rush. Okay. Dr. Maeva, can you please pray us into the night as we log off?
Okay. All hearts and minds are clear. Let's come together. Dear Heavenly Father, we come before you humble as we know how. Lord, we just say thank you. Thank you, because you said in all things give thanks. Lord, I thank you for this night. I thank you for the obedience of each and every one of us that showed up tonight, that we heard the call and we answered it, that in our own individual spaces that we were able to come together and glorify you in the process, Lord. There was a lot of us speaking on it's not about perfection, but it's about progression. There was a lot of us speaking on just being authentic and getting rid of the self-doubt and getting rid of the negative energy and negative thoughts, Lord. We ask you to touch our hearts and our minds. If there's anything left that's unresolved, we ask you that you bring it to the surface of our hearts and of our minds, that we may deal with it from the root, that we may be healed and purged of it um, from the root, that it is gone, that we will have fresh soil, that what you bring to us can just grow and turn into much more fruit with the pruning of it, Lord. Lord, we ask you to prune us to be even better, that we may glorify you, not for our glory, but for your glory, for your kingdom, Lord. It's all about kingdom work, and that each of us have our own individual calling, but not to make us great, because we have nothing without you. Anything that we have is because of you and because of your direction. And I just ask you to unite us, those who are to be connected. I thank you for bringing the connections together, because we're better together. I ask you to do what you do best, that you may be glorified. And again, we thank you for LaShana. We thank you for her obedience. I thank you for each and every one that participated tonight, for their obedience. I ask you to bless the receiver, the hearer, that they get what they need, and that they contact us um, as they feel led. Lord, if you do these things, we'll be mindful to give your name the glory, the honor, and the praise. And it is in Jesus' name and under his authority that we pray. Amen.
Amen. Come on, prayer warrior.
Mhm.
Let me stop this.